autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Excuse me. Oh, damn. Right into your ears, bro. What up, what up, what up, what up? A ver, que alguien me explique. Where am I? Where am I? What's up, fam? What up? Guaracuya in the house. Meshiacha Chronicles still on timeout, yo. Still on timeout. Sucks, man. Anyways, all good. You know what I mean? These classes probably are just meant for a few, which is all good. So today, we are going to get to the nitty-gritty. I'm going to be on OPHIR. Okay, so... Okay, so enough of that. Let me show you something. Before we get started, let me just say what's up. Oh, actually, I do want to say something. How can I say this? I'll just be blunt. If some of you brothers that I communicate with notice that I'm a little bit of an asshole or like a dick, I don't mean to be. And I don't try to be. And sometimes I do come across that way. Sometimes I don't realize like how sincere I am, and it offends people. I'll give you an example. When I used to be that old camp, I wasn't, like I said, you know, I wasn't socializing with many people at that time. So they'd have people, you know, Malachi 3:16. Oh, we stay in communication, brother. Stay in the phone, brother. Forget your wife, brother. I'm just kidding. So they would call me. And at first I was like, okay, cool, sounds good. All right, man. So is there anything else you got to say before I hang up? And I would literally say that. Is there anything else you have to say before I hang up? I thought that was disrespectful. Apparently they thought that was rude. Okay, so I don't mean to be rude, Pam. I just sometimes, you know what I mean? I forget. So forgive me. Forgive me. If you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I would appreciate it, yo. All right, let me get this screen back up. Bam. There we go, right here. All right, let's switch around. Switch-a-ronies here. All right, so I guess you're the only friend, brother. It's all good, man. Well, if the shoe fits, wear it. Whatever. If you guys are still offended, sorry. Can't do much about it. I had to learn the hard way. Think about it, man. Shit. This is what my wife has to deal with. Anyways, I found this video to be very important. And it has a lot to do with her purpose. Why even continue? There's only like, what, 30 people subscribed to this channel. I could have waited for the other one. But you know what? They didn't even really tell me when they were going to bring it back. They said 7 days. Well, shit, it's been 7. 7 on the spot. Damn. Anyways, so let me get to the point. You guys know how I start. I'll show some videos, and then I got some books to show you guys. And I'm gonna show and at least prove with documentation, consistency, that OPHIR was actually here. Okay, not somewhere else, which makes perfect sense with regards to how 2 Ezra 13 would even come to mind. Because how would they know if there was a land where never mankind dwelt, right? Obviously, they knew something. So, with all that said, let me take care of these 3 videos. Thank you. Oh, by the way, not yet. So this is interesting. Listen to what this man did, okay? Regardless of nation, it don't matter to me. Look what he did. And that's pretty much what I guess you could say I've been doing. So there you go. Let's go. Short message, so I'll read it. Look, a farmer in China spent 16 years studying law so he could sue a chemical company that polluted his land, right? Obviously, they had no money to hire an attorney. So let's continue. He couldn't afford to buy law books, so he gave the bookstore owner corn. Let's continue. In exchange for letting him read and copy information by hand. So then 16 years later, he won his case and got compensation for all the families in his village. Now, that's what you call having love for your gente. Simple, but to the point. Simple, but to the point. All right. Again, this is what I like doing, family. You know, I like to kind of slowly get started. Hey, V, I thought this was interesting, man. Good point, bro. I like this point because it's very true. Complainers will never admit to the fact that they create the snares. That's what I seem to find. Let's go.
So a mayor in Mexico just got his head chopped off after being in office for 6 days. And our military is securing South Korea's border.
You are absolutely right, man. What happened to Alejandro Arcos, the mayor, is absolutely horrifying. The Mexican cartels are really out of control right now. But you know what might help with the cartel situation in Mexico? If 90% of the weapons that the cartels use didn't come from the United States, that could help. If the United States multi-billion-dollar drug habit wasn't funding the cartel, that could help. If the U.S. banks like HSBC weren't laundering hundreds of millions of dollars of the cartel money like they were caught doing, that would help. If the United States was not spending billions of dollars propping up corrupt Mexican officials like Garcia Luna, who was supposed to be fighting Mexico's war on drugs, but was actually on the cartel's payroll, that would help. Maybe if it wasn't so beneficial for the United States to keep Mexico in a perpetual state of violence, maybe we would actually do something to stop it. But
interestingly enough, that Garcia Luna guy had everything to do with purchasing Pegasus, which was a tool to spy on people, which has something to do with the 42 young men that disappeared, college students in Mexico. Just to say, and by the way, Pegasus was and is currently sold by Israelis, which is funded by white people in America. Well, you know, for now, white. Anyways, the point being is, it's all connected, man. So to me, it's not surprising. In case you guys don't realize that, in Mexico, you're not supposed to carry guns. It's illegal. It's illegal to carry guns. And the only way that you can actually get guns over there is if you buy them from here. All the 90%, I believe, a high percentage of the guns in Mexico come from here. So now, again, look, this is what I'm talking about. And we're moving forward because, you know, we're going to be, you know, debunking things at the same time. So now it seems like what I've been saying for quite some time. When does it end where you start qualifying as a so-called? Because here I see that, I don't know, man. Y'all make the decision. Let's
About the truth about black people. We're the greatest nation of people on the planet. Matter of fact, we created the planet. Black people created the universe. The sun, the trees, the water. Black people are basically the manifestation of darkness. Like when you close your eyes, outer space, just darkness, just space. Let me tell you about the truth about black people. We're the greatest nation of people on the planet. Matter of fact, we created the planet. Black people created the universe. The sun, the trees, the water.
Always banging on wobbles.
That is pretty nuts right there, bro. I wonder if that's where they assume the pictures are. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, this is crazy right there, dude. Let me see. I pulled one over, and then that was it. That's it. Let's move on from this. Oh, this is actually a good one. Thank you, V. Appreciate you, Big Dan. You know what I mean? All right. This is interesting, and a lot of you guys should pay attention to this this man right here. All right, let's go.
Even if your grandmother was Cherokee, she's not the only grandmother you have. You may have a Cherokee grandmother. I have a Chickahominy grandmother. Whoop-de-whoop. Ain't no damn black people Indians. I'm speaking for all of us. We can't be a people with all this dissension. Some people know where we was already here. You can't possibly account for thousands of ancestors that you had 5 generations ago. You can't possibly account for it, nor do you have anything that would dispute the facts of the transatlantic slave trade. I mean, I would argue that, you know, you're a black person, you're from the South, like most of us, which means you would have roots in Maryland, Virginia, North or South Carolina. If you do your genealogy, I guarantee you find it. Big up Virginia. Even if your grandmother was Cherokee.
For you that are familiar with Meshiacha Chronicles, y'all get the point. For you that are new walking by, you won't get it. Anyways, let's get going. Okay, so I have a picture here. Now, again, there's a huge debate on the concept of where OPHIR is. Okay. I guess you could call it controversy, whatever that may be, you know. So I never really put too much emphasis on these things. Like, is this the old world? Is this the new world? I don't really care, to be honest. What I do care about is when you push it too much, where you get the other nations and you give them some edge on stupid arguments, and you got to come back and clean it up. And it's like, it just doesn't make sense to even argue about it. But anyways, let's read this. And I honestly do not remember where I got this from, but I do have some other documentation. I just figured, let me show you this anyways, because, you know, we're on the topic. So let's begin to read, okay? We're going to read in Spanish and in English. Let's begin. Y esta opinión del origen de los indios. La toma de más atrás San Isidro, o San Isidoro, y así los hebreos e indios, o indios, like in English, or, y así los hebreos e indios descienden de Sem, which is Shem, y otra parte dice que Arphaxad, el que está en la Biblia, fue padre de Sala, de donde vienen los samaritanos indios. Ortelio en el Teatrum Orbis en la tabla 62 pone esta tierra de Arsareth, la costa adelante de la China. Al norte, la cual si no tiene estrecho, se junta con la tierra de la Nueva España por la parte del norte, en la costa del sur. Y Fray Jerónimo de Yepes dice que el Piru es nombre hebraico. Right? So, this right here, which is interesting, is a picture from a brother who doesn't post anymore, but he posted a lot of books and links. By the way, archive.org is down right now, and I believe it's an internal issue, nothing to do with people hacking them. You know what I'm saying? So the reason, okay. So, anyways, just giving you a heads up on that. All right. So if you're trying to get archive.org right now, it's it's down. Anyhow, remember it said Piro. Okay, so we have Piro right here, and we just read that Fray Jerónimo de Yepes dice que el Piru es nombre hebreico, ¿verdad? I'm sorry, hebraico, discúlpenme. Ahora, we see here in another book, which is from Los Indios Somos Israelitas, and I can get the book for y'all. I didn't really want to look for it all, to be honest with you. I can get it once I go live on Meshiacha. I'll play this again if possible. But anyways, on that page, I'll read it again, page 118, América y Babilonia. Dice, aquí una solución anatendida de la cuestión de la patria semita. Ella resulta ser América. Okay? Now, de la cuestión de la patria semita, ella resulta ser América. Ya no se romperá una la cabeza para explicar los dos anagramas que estuvieron de moda en el siglo XVI. So, entonces, in that time, Indio was actually spelled Uidio. And OPHIR se escribía Pirú. Okay? So, así como aquí. Fray Jerónimo de Yepes dice que Perú o Pirú es nombre hebraico. Okay? So entonces, we're going to be focusing on the word OPHIR. Manasseh ben Israel tiene perfectamente razón. Okay? So another day I'll bring this out. All right? So anyways, that's one point. Now, I have a link here. Can you please stop doing that, man? Fuck. Excuse my language. This is dumb. Stop doing it. Stop keep showing up over there. Oh, hold on a second. I may take a while to load it. Here it goes. Right here. So it takes a while to load, okay? Now, in this link, is this it? No, this is not it. Is it? Where are you? Los Indios del Nuevo Mundo. Los Indios del Nuevo Mundo. Hold on. Los Indios del Nuevo Mundo en el esquema. Okay. So, in this link right here, I could translate it in English, but you know what? I kind of want to leave it in Spanish, to be honest. Okay. So, we're here on this link called Los Indios del Nuevo Mundo en el esquema cristiano de la historia universal, según Fray Diego Durán. Okay. The Indians of the New World in Christian scheme of universal history according to Fray Diego Durán. Okay. Colegio de Historia, Facultad de Filosofía y Letras, Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México, Ciudad de México, México, correo electrónico tlacateotl@gmail.com. That's how you pronounce it. You don't, how you say it? Tlaqueltelco. I can't even say it no more like the wrong way. Hey, thank you, V. Appreciate you, sir. Anyways, all right, so let's look for this up so I don't forget. All right, so Hebreo. We're going to look up Hebreo a few times. So here we see el origen del indio, ¿verdad? So estamos debajo de ese tema. Now if we scroll down a little bit further, we can start seeing that Diego Durán is making statements regarding or similitudes between the two nations, right? So it says, dice aquí, según el dominico, estas obras le certifican que ambos pueblos compartían la historia de un largo y complicado trayecto desde lugares lejanos hasta la tierra prometida. Evidentemente, en este caso, lo que nuestro cronista hizo fue asimilar la información relativa a las migraciones indígenas del postclásico mesoamericano. Okay? Now, I'm going to move down a little bit. Okay? So now it says here. Oh, no, actually, you know what? My bad. let me start here. Okay, let me go back. I don't want to skip it. Okay, I'll actually let me finish it because I was going to skip it. Okay, so it ends here. Indígenas del pro clásico mesoamericano registradas en los códices y en la memoria de sus informantes con el éxodo judío, disculpa, narrado en el Antiguo Testamento. Ahora dice, Durán no tuvo dudas de la correlación entre ambos relatos. Por eso mencionó que los sufrimientos que vivieron los naturales en su trayecto coincidían con aquel largo y prodigio camino de los hijos de Israel. Anduvieron desde Egipto hasta la tierra de promisión, tan al propio y tan al vivo, que bastaría trasladar aquí el Éxodo y Levítico, right? So he's talking about similitudes. It's like the suffering, the migration, it seems it correlates with the Bible, right? Okay. So now it says here, ¿cómo podemos notar en esta cita, Durán identifica a Huitzilopochtli con Moisés y la migración mexica con el éxodo del pueblo de Israel? Estas supuestas similitudes no le dejaban lugar a dudas de que los naturales, meaning you natives, eran de linaje hebreo. So, you know, I always say this to Raza, right? You that are like so hardcore, I'm a Chicano, dog, and I ain't letting go of this shit. What do you say to this? Like, for real, what do you say to this? If we're keeping commandments, we're keeping traditions, you hate the Bible or you hate the white Jesus, well, that's not even the person in the book, nor the black one. You know, it's like, if you really look at history for what it is, there's no denying it, you know? Dice, estas supuestas similitudes no le dejaban lugar a dudas de que los naturales eran linaje hebreo. Así que su siguiente paso fue buscar en las Sagradas Escrituras la referencia que sustentará el paso de los judíos a América. Para esto, el dominico señaló la siguiente. So check this out. So now he's saying how we got here. He says, confirmo mi opinión y sospecho de que estos naturales, ustedes nativos, right? Que esos naturales sean de aquellas 10 tribus de Israel, que Salmanasar, rey de los asirios, cautivó y transmigró de Asiria en tiempo de Oseas, rey de Israel, y en tiempo de Ezequías, rey de Jerusalén, o Esquías, disculpa. Como se podrá ver en el cuarto libro de los Reyes, o Second Kings, capítulo 17, donde dice que fue trasladado Israel de su tierra a los asirios hasta el día de hoy, etcétera, de los a cuales dice esta tierra remota y apartada que nunca había sido ahuitada. What does that mean? O habitada. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, let me go back. De los cuales dice esta tierra remota y apartada que nunca había sido habitada. So he says, 2 Kings chapter 17. Okay, let me check it out. Let's see what he means. 2 Kings 17. Hosea's reign of Israel, the fall of Israel, exile because of idolatry. Let's see what he says here. Hold on a second real quick. Ezekiel, dice, déjale leerlo de más. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me translate it, fam. Because I think we're at that point. Hold on. Espérame, güey.
Servicios personales.
No, wait, I don't want that. How do you translate it back? Here, maybe I do this. Give me a second. Let me translate it. Fine. I won't translate it. Let me see. Ok. Nos quedamos por esta cosa. Espérame. I'll get us back soon. Give me a second. Hebreo, tierra, opina muchos que Gregorio. ¿Dónde estás, güey? ¿Dónde identifica? Medidas. Aquí estamos, aquí quedamos, ¿eh? Dice, confirmo mi opinión y sospecha de que estos naturales, estos indios, estos nativos, sean de aquellas 10 tribus de Israel, que Salmanasar, rey de los asirios, cautivó y transmigró de Asiria en tiempos de Oseas, rey de Israel, y en tiempo de Esquías, rey de Jerusalén. Como se podrá ver en el cuarto libro de los Reyes, capítulo 17, donde dice que fue trasladado Israel de su tierra a los asirios. So exile because of idolatry. So if you read 2 Kings 17, I believe he's talking about this right here. Right? Or Assyria resettles Samaria. Now, this is interesting because just like kind of like here in America, right? They move us out, move our brothers out as well, and resettle them with white and black and Arab and Asians and all kinds of other nations in here. Same thing. But I think what he's talking about, which I'm pretty sure, it's between chapter 17, verse 7 through 23. I'm sure that's what it is. So let's continue. Dice, donde dice que fue trasladado Israel de su tierra a los asirios hasta el día de hoy, etcétera, de los cuales dice esta tierra remota y apartada que nunca había sido habitada, a la cual había largo y proligio camino de año y medio, donde agora se hallan estas gentes de todas las islas de la tierra firme de mar océano hacia la parte occidental. You know, this is an interesting point because I feel like I need to read it. This is kind of interesting here. Let me see how far we can go. So we're talking about the exile because of idolatry, the fall of Israel. Let's see, brought present Syria king, raised in prison. Syria, I haven't read this chapter in a while. Just been jumping back and forth in it. Let's see, sin, out of the land. Let's see, 2 Kings 17:7. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hands of Pharaoh king Egypt, and had feared of other gods. And then it says here, and he walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and the kings of Israel, which they had made. We see Israel did secretly those things, right? So for idols, so he's telling them to stop. They rejected, okay? Left commandments, daughters to pass. Oh, here's where they sacrifice to other gods. Let's see. Verse 18. Therefore, the Lord was very angry at Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Okay. Also, Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord, their God, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. So they both did the same thing. Right? So let's see. Israel followed, Jeroboam departed from them. Verse 23, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, and he had said by all his servants to the prophets, so was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. Unto this day. Well, here's Assyria resettled Samaria. So now we see here, and the kings of Assyria brought men from Babylon and Cutha and Abba and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim and placed them in the cities of Samaria. Now we see a replacement of people. Same thing in North America, right? Same concept. Or like how some of our brothers and sisters were taken out to other countries. Across the world, yeah. Those are facts. I don't care. We can prove it. And it's a waste of time to even talk about it, to be honest, at this point. Too much information is out there to be so arrogant and say that's not true. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, so it says here, en 4 Reyes 17:6, se menciona que al año 9 de Oseas, el rey de Asiria tomó a Samaria y lo llevó cautivo a sus habitantes a Asiria, haciéndoles habitar en Jalaj, Jabor, junto al río Gozán, en las ciudades de Medías. Las causas fue en el que el pueblo de Israel se dio a todos los pecados. So you start seeing the sins, right? Okay, so let's get. I think this is good enough, right? Because it's basically touching about second Ezra, right? So you know what I mean. That's the point here. I'm gonna show you the link. It's very important. Y'all can enjoy it. But let's move on. Okay, that's the concept. So now, what are we talking about? Here's basically saying the second Ezra, right? He's mentioning here second Ezra. I think we touched on it several times. So Juan Diego Duran was always referring to second Ezra. Okay. Matter of fact, let me just read this and then we'll move on to continue with the class. Then it says here, no debe sorprender que Durán recurría a 4 Esdras para sostener para sostener su propuesta, pues a pesar de haber quedado fuera de los textos canónicos durante el siglo XVI y XVII, gozó de gran crédito. So even though they were excluded, they were still being used, which we know, and we're going to show you that these people knew, and so did Christopher called Culo Columbus. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, así lo atestiga el jesuita, disculpen, José de Acosta, quien en su Historia Natural y Moral de las Indias, 1590, afirma que las hipótesis del linaje judío de los indios, basada en dicho texto, era opinión de muchos. De hecho, en 1607, Gregorio García, en su Origen de los indios del Nuevo Mundo, defendió tanto el linaje hebreo de los indios como la autoridad del apócrifo que daba sustento a las hipótesis sobre el cual dice, el cual libro, aunque lo que dice en él no es canónico ni de fe católica, a lo menos tiene tanta autoridad como de un doctor grave. Whoa, wow, that's it. So you see what I'm saying? So even though we're seeing some people here that you know, even though the Christians didn't embrace it, didn't canonize it, it was a very well documented point that it was not to be ignored. You know what I mean? People use it and they use it based on understanding around what was going on at the time. Y todavía para 1615, Torquemada señalaba que aunque 4 Esdras no era un texto canónico, era aceptado como a cosa buena. Para que vean, güey. Hold on, I forgot about that.
México, cabrones!
So he's talking about 2nd Ezra 13:40, right? And it doesn't end in 45, family. You don't stop there. So let me read it. 2nd Ezra 13:40, we've all been here before. And if you're new, please be sure be sure to stick around because you're going to learn something today. We're going to touch on OPHIR. I'm going to get to it. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanaser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. Now, keep this in mind. Okay, let's continue. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Now, I've showed you guys this right here. Make sure that I cut the point. Watch this. Valera. And you know, family, for you guys that are actually here, bro, all praises to you guys, man. Because you guys are actually getting some real knowledge. You know what I'm saying? People don't give a shit about this, dude. It's all good, bro. It's my history. I know not everybody gives a F about it. It's okay. Not all skin folk is kinfolk. I totally get it. Y'all continue to live your fucking life and shit. Y'all think you guys are this or that. It's all good. By all means, go ahead. Be who you want to be. You don't think this is your heritage? It's okay. I'm not going to lose sleep over it anymore, man. It is very clear that, you know, the people that were here for a reason. This is from a book from the Jesuits and the Incas. Padre Valera had a very negative opinion about so-called people here. And here's the reason why he believed that. Okay, so let's go to page We'll start on this page here. It says here. This is page. Remember, we're on 2nd Ezra 13, okay? One of the most extraordinary aspects of Valera's history is that he narratives the lives of some 93 pre-Inca native kings, beginning with the region of Pirua, Pacaric, Manco, Peru, right? Who lived a millennium before Christ. No other native account of the Andes presents anything similar to Valera's pro-Inca history. For many years, hold on a second here. The few sections that remain in Valera's work on the subject, he has apparently speculated that the people of the Americas, listen to this, originated from the Chaldeans, okay, who once lived on the plain of Shinar in the Persian Gulf. The chronicler wrote that the religion of the natives of the greater Florida and the Caribbean islands was derived from practices of the Chaldeans, who worshipped only natural features such as lakes, springs, and stars. Garcilaso de la Vega, 1606, referencing that, right? Likewise, he claimed that the faith of the first Peruvians was molded on that of the Chaldeans, right? Blas Valera, obviously, 1594. The Chaldeans, so this is the point. The Chaldeans were renowned in the biblical history for founding the city of Ur, from whence came Abraham, the father of the Hebrew nation. They were believed to have descended directly from Noah, and they became famous as learned astrologers, priests, and magicians. By linking the ancient Peruvians to the Chaldeans, Valera was placing the people of the New World into the framework of the biblical history. Okay? So now, this is important to understand because just like how 2nd Ezra says, and those are the 10 tribes, right? 2nd Ezra 13:41, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelled. Now check this out. Check this out. I'm going to show you something really interesting here. 56. 55. Yes. Okay. So this is from a book. Oh, sorry. This is from a book called The Description of the Indies, 1620. Okay. Remember what we just read. Do not forget the point. 2nd Ezra 13:41. But they took counsel among themselves. This is when Cyrus, the king, let all of Israel free, north and south. Come back or stay where you want. So then here, the 10 tribes decides, you know what? They took counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go further into a country where never mankind dwelt. Now, prior to this, remember, the tribes had split. 2 Kings 17, we see that the kingdom split. So now, this is after Solomon was sending Haran to a certain area to get gold. This is way after. So then here they say, go further into a country where never mankind dwelt. Okay? Now, that's important because in this book it says this, on section 55, Ezra says that at the close of this extended journey, they colonized and lived in that region which is called Arsareth. Okay? That very learned Arthur Genebrard, now here, before I forget, because, you know, again, I don't like to tell you guys things, and then it slips over because some of you guys may be new. So I'm going to show you this real quick. Okay, hold on. We're like, Arsareth, where's Arsareth, bro? I'm going to show you a map from 1587, and it's kind of shaped like the world, okay? And in this map, we see, you know, land, right? Of course. So now there goes us right there. Let's go here. Let's spin around. Okay, see America. Okay, now this is the joining of the two continents. Let's zoom in. If you go close, you see Anian, Tierra Incognita, unknown. Kivara, I'll do a class on that word. And then the interesting part, Arsareth, unicorn. Arsareth, unicorn. Regions, right? Regions, Anian. So now we see Arsareth is somewhere over there. And where's Jerusalem? Somewhere right here. Assyria. So now we see here, you know, Middle East. We see India. we see then all of a sudden go into China, Asia, and bam, right? Bam. Okay, all right. Sorry to scare you. So now, again, don't forget, second Ezra. But they took counsel among themselves. Remember, this was in Ezra 1, you'll find out. Cyrus frees Israel, okay? They go to wherever they want. Come back, we'll go. Here, remember, this isn't overnight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this could happen after a year or two. Who knows how long the 10 tribes are? I'll just say the 10 tribes for now. We're here. So now it says, and they go further into I'm sorry. Let me read that again. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, because they were not in Israel anymore, or Jerusalem, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So they were like somewhere where maybe, because Assyria wasn't that small. Assyria, I believe, it owned like all of this territory. And I mean, don't you think that they're free to go? Don't you think they would have gone that way? Because Cyrus owned all this kingdom here. All of this kingdom here, okay? So if they're dwelling somewhere around here, they're like, well, you know what, bro? I don't want to be around here no more. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So now we see why this guy says this. Ezra says that at the close of this extended journey, they colonized and lived in that region, which is called Arsareth. We now know where Arsareth is. Remember, they called it a region. The very learned Arthur Genebrod in the book 1 of his chronology states that Arsareth is the extreme point of Tartary and Scythia. Okay, so what does that mean? The extreme point. Tartaria, they called it, this section. See? Tars. Where is it at? I've seen it here before. Tartary, some shit like that. Okay? You see that? But, we're talking about way up here, right? Okay. It states that that Arsareth is at the extreme point of Great Tartary. Right there. Okay? Then it says, in Scythia, that it is a cape or promontory, which is a boundary or landmark dividing the old world from the new, above the Straits of Anian. Okay, so now again, I mentioned Anian. The Strechos de Anian. You see that? The Strechos de Anian. Straits of Anian, right? Okay, sounds good. Let's continue. We're right there, connecting the dots. So, the Straits of Anian, and near which they crossed from that country to New Spain. So they could have gone by that route, or by India and China. Now, remember, they could have gone that route, or they could have gone like this way, like a curve, by India or China. Now, why does he say that? It says, since there, being India and in China, then the region of Cathay, the people inhabiting that country keep the Old Testament and the laws of Moses. Come on, bro. What the hell, bro? What are you guys saying? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about, dog? If we're talking about people that already been spreading that I don't want to call it religion, that faith, I guess, was also spreading, don't you think? What, only occultism spread and not the word? You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. It can't be dumb. Although with many superstitions besides, you see what I'm saying? So we see that India, China, they have the Old Testament and the laws of Moses, but with many superstitions besides. So for example, you guys will see a lot of Hinduism in the Bible. If you talk about spirituality without having to go into that Kabbalah bullshit, just literally studying the scriptures, Old, New, and the Apocrypha. That's all you need. And you'll understand if you're given that understanding and the gift, right? But again, for some people, it's not the case. This is a full and sufficient proof that the members of the 10 tribes passed through there and settled there, since that is clear from their observation of the law. And from there, they could easily cross the straits or channel which lie between China and the kingdom of Anian. As may be seen in the globes or maps. And from the kingdom of Anian, they went on exploring and colonizing those countries of the New World never seen or settled by humans. This is why it says, and they went to a further country where never mankind dwelt, right? So we see here, 2nd Ezra 13 in effect. And then books supporting the actual migration. Some people want to call it the Bering Strait. That's some stupid theory. Trust me, family. That's dumb. I mean, it's only 50 miles away. You know what I mean? Only 50 miles away. It's not like a fucking tundra. You know what I'm saying? Like, your eyeball's going to freeze. Man, shut up. That was dumb. You can't mix Bible with science. I mean, you can to a certain extent, but not like 30 million, 100 years ago, the earth was frozen. No, it doesn't work that way. So now let's go back. Verse 41, remember, we're talking about the 10 tribes. Okay? It says, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep there the statutes which they never kept in their own land. See, we just read that. Many people there kept the laws of Moses, but with superstitions, with many superstitions, a lot of different doctrines. And that's where you get a lot of religions. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow path of the river. For the Most High then showed them signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth. We saw the picture here. Arsareth. Pone esta tierra de Arsareth, la costa adelantada de la China al norte, la cual si no tiene estrecho se junta con la tierra de la Nueva España. Right? I just showed you the Strait of Anian. And then it continues. Then dwell they there until the latter times. That's why, in a sense, we're still here. And now, when they shall begin to come, the high shall stay the springs again, and they may go through. Therefore, thou salt the multitude with peace. So now, that's why I always say you can't really say old world here, because then that means we need to be in the. If this is the old world, how come it says we're going to go back? We would have to be somewhere else right now to come back to this old world, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so let's continue. I think that's it's a pretty deep analysis on that, and I was not even based in the class on that. But let's go again. Now, again, let me tell you something, family. When people tell you that Christopher Columbus had no clue how he got here, that's the biggest lie in the world. Because I've done some other classes, and it shows that this guy was a Jew, a fake one, but he was a Jew. They studied the Talmud. They knew the scriptures. They knew what was going on. It's nothing new under the sun for them. You know what I'm saying? So let's refresh our minds, and I'm going to show you some, I guess, prophecy here. Maybe, I don't know. I just caught it. Let's go.
Why do you wish to sail west?
To open a new route to Asia. Asia is the richest kingdom, the land of spices and gold. At the moment, there are only two ways of reaching it. By sea, sailing around the African continent. The journey takes a year. Or by land. But the Turks have closed this route to all Christians. There is a third way. By sailing west across the ocean sea.
The distance is unknown. It's said to be infinite.
Superstition. I believe the Indies are no more than 750 leagues west of the Canary Islands.
How can you be so certain?
The calculations of Toscanelli, Marin de Tir, Esdras.
Esdras is a Jew.
So what's worse?
2 minutes. And already you're a dead man.
For telling the truth?
Yes.
For telling the truth? For telling the truth? Let me show you something. I knew they knew. This is interesting, okay? Wisdom of Solomon 14:1. Now, me personally, this is not something I learned from no one. No one. I actually asked about this when I first came in to this quote-unquote understanding. And, you know, so-called Judahites are like, nah, that's not good. I don't know. They didn't know what I was talking about. Here is where I see the coming of, or the prophecy of Christopher Columbus. And they themselves speak on this too. Watch this. Wisdom of Solomon 14:1 says, again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carried him. Now, you could say the cross, you could say a compass. Let's continue. For verily, desire of gain devised that because of OPHIR. You know what I'm saying? And the known workman built it by his skill. But thy providence, O Father, governeth, for thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe path in the way. So, for example, I just want to say something. Showing that thou canst save from all danger, yea, though a man went to the sea without art. If you continue to read, it gives you an example of how, even in those times, 8 were saved, right? So he's talking about righteousness sometimes comes in a certain way, right? Check this. It says here, thy providence, O Father, governeth, for thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe pass in the waves. Now, as I'm going through this class, I'm like, you know what? I just read that somewhere. And let me see if I can find it. Where is it at? Where are you? Wait. Let me see if I can find it, okay? Oh, no, I know. This is another one. Bro, stop it. Hold on. Where did I put it? Oh, Conquest. What's it called? Didn't I save it? Come on, bro. Excuse me, man. My bad, family. Thought I saved it. Conquest. Yeah, well, I didn't save it. Okay. So I'll show you guys this real quick. This book here, right? So I was reading this book earlier, and then it reminded me of this. Once again, but thy providence, O Father, governeth, for thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe path in the waves. Okay. In this book, Columbus and the quest for Jerusalem, right? That's what it says here. In the page 199, in the latter years of the world will come certain times in which the ocean sea will relax the bonds of things, and a great land will open up. And a new mariner, like the one who was the guide of Jason, whose name was Typhus, will discover a new world. And then will the island of Thule no longer be the farthest land, right? Thule. Now, that's something interesting. But I tripped out on this, which the ocean sea will relax the bonds of things. And then when I read this, excuse me, but thy providence, Wisdom of Solomon 14:3, but thy providence, O Father, governeth, for thou hast made a way in the sea, a safe path in the waves. Showing that thou canst save from all dangers, yea, though a man went to the sea without art. Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle, and therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing through the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved, like a compass, so to speak. So again, here talks about like the old, right? Like righteousness. Somehow it relates righteousness with people on a boat. In this case, not for good reasons. But I find it interesting because what is this too? Columbus and the quest for Jerusalem. Now, why didn't they go to Jerusalem, so-called? Oh, hey, what up, bro? I ever heard of the Crespi who lived in Ecuador? The local indigenous people brought him many artifacts from Babylon, Mesopotamia, and Egypt, from Egypt. And they have no clue how the indigenous people had them. Then all the artifacts were removed and something happened to the artifacts. Whoa, yeah, I bet. I hope you all doing good. Stay away from that. Yeah, I know, right? So anyways, let's continue. So now we see a little bit of Wisdom of Solomon. Okay. Let me show this to you guys. Now we're going to move on to this. So we're seeing Second Ezra's people knowing this land, right? This is the antiquities of the Jews, right? So let's look up OPHIR. My bad. Okay, so it says here, Shem, the third son of Noah, had 5 sons who inhabited the land that began at Euphrates and reached the Indian Ocean. You see that, family? Okay? For Elam left behind him Elamites, the ancestors of the Persians. Ashur lived in the city of Nineveh and named his subjects Assyrians. So apparently my haplo comes out of that region right there. Who became the, anyways, that's a side point. Who became the most fortunate nation beyond others. Arphaxad named Arphaxadites, who are now called Chaldeans. Aram had the Aramites, which the Greeks called Syrians. As Lod found the Lodites, which are now called Lydians. Of the 4 sons of Aram, Uz founded Trachonitis in Damascus. This country lies between Palestine and Syria. All right, let's go ahead and skip it here. It says, actually, no, let me continue because I do want to, I always try to do that. I guess, founded Armenia and gathered the Bactrians and the Messenians. It is now called Karash Spasini. Spasini, huh? Salah was the son of Arphaxad, and his son was Eber, from whom they originally called the Jews Hebrews. Okay, Eber begat Joatan and Phaleg. He was called Phaleg because he was born at the dispersion of the nations in their several countries. This is like Nimrod afterwards. For Phaleg or Peleg among the Hebrews signifies division. Now Joktan, or like Yucatan, one of the sons of Eber, had these sons: Elmodad, Salaf, Arsamoth, Jerah, Adoram, Aizel, Dekla, Ebel, Babimael, Sabias, OPHIR, Eulat, and Jobab. You see this? These inhabited the Kofin, an Indian river in part of Asia adjoining to it. I find it funny that it's like Indian, right? It says, I will not treat of the Hebrews. Phaleg, father of Hebrews. This is a good thing to read, honestly, because it explains to you the relationship and kind of real briefly what had occurred. You guys could probably do some reading on this right here, because that's where all the dispersion, that's where all the separation really, even in doctrines, began, so to speak. Prior to that, everybody listened and believed based on what I'm reading. Okay, so again, it's just pointing out in the antiquities of Josephus, right? He mentions it. Now check this out. Let me see where you at. Bro, what the? Man, come on, dude. Are you serious? Come on, dude. This is so fucking, excuse my language, this is so fucking dumb. I literally took care of this already. Why am I having to chase this shit around now? Anyways, all right, let me do it this way. This is from a book called The Great Migration. Okay. Now, the previous page just leads into this point. Okay. The Great Migration says, of Joktan, which we just read, or Jakatan, with the J sounded as Y, Yakatan, and is now generally known as Yucatan. In Joktan's land, or Yucatan's land, at a place called Chichen Itza, Dr. Le Frogion, in the early part of the present century, discovered in a number of sculptures of figures representing the creation of the world, as related in the Maya legends. He states it is his opinion that the description on these figures are the oldest form of the characters in the Egyptian hieroglyphics. Wow. In London Magazine, 1910, the photographs of the interior of the Yucatan temple was published. Right? If this be placed side by side by the pictures of the ancient Egyptian temple in Wilkinson's Egypt, the two buildings will be seen to be exactly alike. There is the same identical style of the column, supports the same curves, the winding of the sacred serpents. It is accepted on all hands that the serpent cult was common to Egypt and the tropical Americas. Yucatan, Yucatan is part of the American continent, which is nearest to the group of the islands formerly inhabited by the people called Caribs. Hence the name of the adjacent sea. A celebrated French traveler, M. de la Borde, writing of these people, says, many of the Caribs told me that their early ancestors were great and powerful people, whom I cannot help identifying with the Jews. Their laws relating to the marriage were the same, and they were forbidden to eat the flesh of animals like the peccary or the American swine. It says here, these Indians have a peculiar law with which they strictly obey. When a man dies, leaving no children, his brother must marry the dead man's widow. And when a woman dies childless, he that was her husband must marry his sister if she was left one. Ruth the Moab. Story, just like that. So, we continue. Joktan, right? Joktan. Now, that's right. Check this out. Let me look for it here. Who is Joktan? Is he in there? I don't spell it like that. Oh. It says one time. Just Joktan is Joctan here. Wait. Now, Joktan, one of the sons of Eber. Okay? So Joktan, Yucatan, right? You get the picture. Stop. Hold on, fam. Okay, you get the picture. Bro, what the fuck's going on here? Come on, man. Hold on, family. This is really pissing me off here. I gotta shut this down. What up, bro? Damien Caracol, maybe Deminan Caracol is a dog-head deity in Arawak Caribbean Indian culture, just like the one in Egypt. Oh, okay. I couldn't say that, dude. Check this. Let me go some scriptures real quick. Check this out. Let's go to some scriptures real quick. Let me say something. We're taking it easy today, man. Correction is Opiyeng Guarbiran. Oh, I think I said it right. Sirach 7:16. Let's pay attention to this real quick. Check this out. Number thyself among the multitudes of sinners, but remember that wrath will not tarry long. Humble thyself greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worm. Change not a friend for any good by no means. Change not a friend for any good by no means, neither faithful brother for the gold of OPHIR. This is for you effing sellouts. The ones that sold out before for the love of money. The ones that are selling out now in these camps that, like, I don't understand why you don't get it. IUIC is still black only, you dumbasses, man. Listen, I give Fopi some respect. I'll tell you why. Because at least they're fucking honest. At least they're saying, hold on, let me close this real quick. I'm gonna switch a little bit now. At least they're honest. At least they're saying that they don't want you Hispanics in that shit. You know what I mean? At least they're honest. IUIC is like, well, we really are black. The original Moses is black. All the 12 tribes are black. And I'm black, blackity black. Right? But because you mix, you know what I'm saying, we'll let you in. But we don't know, though. You know what I mean? We don't know. We'll just say, we're the spirit discerned. Eventually, you'll come in and out the door. So it's like, IUIC is black only. FOPI is black only. Why don't you fucking idiots understand that? You give so much love to these people. That's like, yo, and you giving them your money and your daughters. At least, FOPI's honest. At least they tell you they don't like you. What do these other camps do, bro? At the end of the day, they're saying, yeah, you mix, but you really came out of my nutsack. And you know what? And this is why this has a lot to do with this whole, man. Once again, we're back at it once again. You guys fell for the okie doke. You thought that, oh yeah, it's got to be it. It's because you want to know something, family. You Hispanics that are in these camps, it's because y'all don't like being raza. You don't like la cultura. You want to be somebody else so bad that, well, yeah, you don't like the white folks, but I'd rather be black. That's really what it comes down to. Because if you really knew that for example, when I started showing that we crossed through India and could be some relatives of that section, a lot of you guys are like, I don't want to be that dark guy. Oh, but you want to embrace the African American guy, right? That is totally okay. You see how you guys are so effed up in your heads? And I look at you and I'm walking around, I'm like, bro, you serious? IUIC is basically saying black onlys. You know what I mean? Afterwards, FOPI's just at the door saying black only. IUIC just takes you in. But they still believe the same shit. And you really think this? You really think that's what you came from before? Like, what? And if that's the case, okay, so let's say that's the case, you dumb Northern Kingdom, so-called, right? Do you realize that when they're mixing with white folks, they still look like them, right? But you so-called Hispanics that do nothing like them, bro, you guys are even fucking worse, bro. You guys are even worse. So again, humble thyself greatly, for vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worm. And you know what, bro? I really, somebody's lying. I know somebody's lying and somebody is wrong. So somebody is going to be destroyed. And and you want to know something? What I see is like 2nd Ezra 1676 or 72, where it's just fire. Fly, you ungodly dumbasses. Trying to like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You'll be born again and you'll look like me and you'll have muscle and all this. Bro, you guys really say that shit, bro. And you Hispanics really want to be that. Like, man, I can't wait to look like them. Like, man, you guys are a sad case, bro. Sad. Do you guys know what they say about you guys? When they see like a square-looking, non-muscular Hispanic, they say, damn, he's all tore up like an Asian. That's what they say. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I don't bullshit about that stuff. They tell you when you look like a so-called, like you just, square, you got no shave, no butt, whatever, for females, they're like, damn, she's tall like an Asian, like a Moabite. Do you realize that shit? You realize they say that to you guys? But no, right? No, I want my woolly, yo. I want my woolly, yo. I don't care what the Bible says. It don't matter to me. It's about how I feel, bro. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are so destroyed, you don't even realize history. You think you know history just because you stayed in the King James. They don't even let you read outside of that shit. No wonder. The damn thing is tainted by Francis Bacon. The demon. Sorry, had to come back to it. Just want to say, bro. Show you something real quick. 1 Kings 9:28. 1 Kings 9:28. Let's go here, man. And they came to OPHIR. Well, let me go back. 27. And Hiram sent the navy, his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. You see, the King Solomon made a navy ships of Isengberg. In Ezionggeberg, which is beside Eloth, on the shores of the Red Sea in the land of Edom. Okay? And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. And they came to Ophir and fetched from thence gold, 420 talents, and brought it to King Solomon. Now, in case you guys don't know, I'll bring it up in a little bit. It's okay. I'll bring it up in a little bit. No rush. So now let's go into 1 Chronicles 1:19. I want to show you guys something. So we're talking about Hiram, servants, shipmen, Eisenberg, the Red Sea. You know, we're talking about knowledge of the sea, servants of Solomon, and they came or went to Ophir. And they came to Ophir and fetched gold. Right? Okay. 1 Chronicles 1:19. Let's touch a little bit again. What does it say here? And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, because his days were the days, because in his days the earth was divided. His brother's name was Joktan. Now, you see, the earth was divided. That's when you see Jubilees 9, 1, 2, and then Jubilees 10, 28 to 32. That's what happens. Everybody scattered, and then you were given a lot. Ham, Japheth, and Shem. And the Hamites were going to Africa. And Canaan was supposed to be in West Africa. It was for a while. But no, like a seditious nation, he said, no, I want what, it's not mine. P. Diddy, yo. And his brother's name was Joktan. So I want to emphasize this, right? Now, Joktan, Eber, you know what I mean? Why? I'm going to show you why. Let me see. Yeah, I know that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, just an example saying Peleg was prior to Nimrod, and then this was basically in the time of after Abraham, which is why he picked Abraham out of all these nations. He gave everybody a chance, family. Don't think he didn't. Verse 23, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab, all these were the sons of Joktan. Again, Joktan, Ophir. There's some relationship with these names, right? Joktan, Ophir. Yucatan, Ophir. People say, well, where's this place? Okay. 2 Chronicles 18. Sorry, 2 Chronicles 8:18. Sorry, my bad. Let's see. All right, 16. Now all the works of Solomon were prepared on the day of his foundation of the house of the Lord, and until it was finished, so the house of the Lord was perfected. Then went Solomon to Eisenberg and to Eloth, and at the sea side of the land of Edom. And Hiram sent him by the hands of his servants' ships, and the servants that had knowledge of the sea. And they went with the servants of Solomon to Ophir. You see, they didn't go by themselves at that time. And took thence 450 talents of gold, and brought them to King Solomon. Right? So we see ships, and we see men of knowledge of the sea. So now I'm going to show you this real quick, just to confirm, so that you don't get confused by some of these wabos or dumbass Negroes only and shit, and they want to confuse you. So we're talking about men that knew how to sail. Come on, bro, please don't do this now. Men that knew how to sail, all right? Check this out. This is Diodorus Siculus. And this is where they actually get that little section, these Negro onlys. Like, oh, yeah, there was black people here before. Yeah, you guys exclude the other shit that it comes with. You know, it just shows how deceiving and nasty-ass wicked people you guys are. When you lie like that, that just shows how devilish y'all are. It just shows the devil in you. Now I know why. I know now the mark. Guess I know the mark now. It says here, but now that we have discussed, this is 5.19.1, but now that we have discussed what relates to the islands which lie within the pillars of Hercules, we shall give account of which are in the ocean. For there lies out of the deep of Libya an island of considerable size, and situated as it is in the ocean in a distant from Libya, a voyage of a number of days to be west. Its land is fruitful, much of it being mountainish, and not a little being of level plain or surpassing beauty. Here, this continent, north and south. And through it flow navigable rivers, which are used for irrigation. Well, who the hell reads them? Who's using them? Us. And the island contains many parks planted with every tree of every variety in garden, in great multitudes, which are traversed by streams of sweet water, aqueducts. And on it are villages of costly construction, people. And through the garden, banqueting houses have been constructed and settling flowers, Tenochtitlan. And then in the inhabitants pass there during the summer. And in them the inhabitants pass their time during the summer season, since the land supplies in abundance everything which contributes to enjoyment and luxury. You see this? That's exactly what they're talking about. But see, these idiots, demons like culomeados in them, right, will only show this. They'll only show that. Oh, this way here, I'm sorry. They will only show this. The Phoenicians then were exploring the coast outside of the Pillar of the Reason, and we have stated, and while sailing along the shores of Libya, they were driven by strong winds, a great distance into the ocean. And after being storm-tossed for many days, they were carried ashore on the island we mentioned above in 5.19.1. And when they had observed its facility and nature, caused it to be known to all the men. Consequently, the Tyranians in that time were the masters of the sea. Let me read it again. 2 Chronicles 8:18. And Haran sent him by the hands of his servant ships, and servants that had knowledge of the sea. That had what? Knowledge of the sea. And here it says, masters of the sea. Knowledge of the sea. Purpose to dispatch a colony to it, but the Carthaginians prevented them doing so, partly on the concern lest many inhabitants of Carthage should remove there because of the excellence of the island, and partly in order to have already in it a place in which to seek refuge against incalculable turn of fortune. 1492 maybe? In case some total disaster should overtake Carthage. Ooh. This is where we go back to the Jews and the Moors get expelled from Spain. This is Ezekiel 28. Once again, I'm telling you, family. But it says here, for it was their thought that since they were the masters of the sea, men of knowledge of the sea, they would thus be able to move, household and all, to an island which was unknown to their conquerors. Now, who teaches that we supposedly came to this land on ships from Africa? Hey, Nate the Snake, this is your great prophecy? Bro, let me ask you something. Listen, the Spirit bears witness. None of your kids, Nate the Snake, and probably all you leaders of IUIC and all these camps, none of your kids believe. Nate the Snake, which kid of yours believes? Which one's in the, like, actually goes to your school and keeps the commandments? Mira, ninguno, güey. Ninguno. That's gonna hurt. Ninguno. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Y'all are full of it, bro. This is your doctrine right here. Oh, well, the 10 tribes came from Africa, went around a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? Really? You would have to be masters of the sea in order to move household and all. And if they're in slavery, how would you be masters of the sea? There'd be no way. But again, what do I know, right? I'm just a Mexican. Yeah. According to DNA stats, 1/3 of Black Americans come to white daddy. White daddy. Oh, I believe that Fat Tali from Fopi had a live. Don't know why that junk would pop up on my feed. Oh, I believe Fat Tali from Fopi had a live. What is she gonna teach? How to lose weight, bro? For real, man? Shit. Or how to get real hair? Man, she should teach that shit. Teach some shit that's gonna help your people. Stop trying to steal something that's not yours. It's like if you're so only Judah can bring it out. Yeah, really. That's why I'm bringing out shit that you guys have never even thought about, never even heard of, don't even know, had no clue, can't even wrap your head around it. 2 Chronicles, chapter 9, and verse 10. Let's go. And the servants also of Hiram and the servants of Solomon, which brought gold from OPHIR, bought algum trees and precious stones. And the kings made of algum trees terraces to the house of the Lord and to the king's palace, and harps and psalteries for the singers. And there were none such before in the land of Judah. And King Solomon gave the queen of Sheba all her desire, whatever she asked, besides that which she brought unto the king. Right? So this is the interesting part right here, how they're actually translating this. Navy also around brought OPHIR great plenty of almond trees, I think. Almug? Let me see something. Stick of algum. Let me see something. That is interesting. Second Kings. Hold on a second. Second Kings. Blue letter Bible. Let me see it. This is Second Chron. My bad. Second Chron 9. It says here, brought OPHIR from algum trees. Let me see what the other Bibles say. Brought algum wood, sandalwood. Brought red sandalwood. Precious stones. Anyways, not a big deal. I'm not going to side point on that. Let's continue. We're in a pretty good mood. All right, so now we see here that Second Chronicles 9:10, and then it says here in where are you at? Oh, that's right. In verse 21. Watch this real quick. And for the king's ships went to Tarshish with the servants of Haram. Every year, 3 years, once came the ships of Tarshish, bringing gold, silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. So now, we see here, for the king's ships went to Tarshish with the servants of Haram. Every 3 years, once came the ships of Tarshish, bringing gold, silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. Right? And it's talking about, look, Brucker thinks this Tarshish was probably the promontory quarry or the North Islands of Ceylon, where according to him was the land of OPHIR. This was the name of the place in the East Indies. Once again, East Indies, West Indies. What a coincidence, right? But no, here's what I'm saying. Look, they went to Tarshish, right? But then they came from there. Remember, they traveled, men of the sea, with knowledge. You think they would just go one place? No, they're traveling on the sea. They're going to stop different places. I mean, it makes more sense to me. Now, here's the interesting part. Because when you look at the word peacock, check this out. Hold on, let me go back. 23. Another week. 23. Is it 21? My bad. 21. Check this out. What are peacocks? Take this.
Strong's H 8500, Tukiyim, and second entry, Tukiyim, and third entry, Tukiyim.
Now, I showed you guys in another class where Tuki is basically the word that they use here for turkey, not peacock. So they were getting turkeys from here. Peacocks, gold, all of this stuff. Now, again, let me continue, just so I can prove my point. All right? Let me continue. We're not done. We're just getting started. Not really, but you know what I mean. Isaiah 49. Let me read this to you real quick. Isaiah 49:6, it says this. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee a light for the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvations unto the end of the earth. Now, why would Isaiah say that? Thus saith the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel, and the Holy One to whom man despiseth, to him whom the nations abhorreth, to the servants of rulers. The king shall see and arise, princes shall also worship, because the Lord that is faithful and the only one of Israel, and he shall choose thee. But he says to the ends of the earth. To the ends of the earth. He says it a few times. Psalm 61. Check this out. Let me give you a couple ones here. Psalm 61, 61 and 2. It says, from the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. From the end of the earth. Now he's talking to somebody from a distance, right? Where's so-called Jerusalem? From the end of the earth, right? When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Isaiah 5:26. Let's touch on that real quick. Showing you guys some real stuff, some basic stuff here. It says here, and he will lift up an ensign to the nations from afar, and will hiss unto them from the end of the earth, like psst, psst, psst. And behold, they shall come with a speed swiftly. When's the Messiah in 14? The expulsion of the Jews and the Moors, 1492. He will lift up an ensign to the nations from afar. What is the ensign? What do we see in Deuteronomy 28? And they should be for an ensign, right? They should be for an ensign. Again, these are all signs that will identify who these people are through the curses, through their folklore, through their diet, because who you are spiritually and who you are in your bloodline DNA, you will always come back to that, always, by nature. And quite frankly, I don't care what you Negro-onlys believe or BHIs. You can't prove a damn thing, even on the dietary laws that are in the Bible that you guys supposedly keep. You don't keep any of those. Not in Africa and not here for sure. Let's go to verse 46, I believe. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Right? So what did we just see earlier? What did we just see earlier? Isaiah 5:26. It says here, what? And he shall lift up an ensign to the nations from afar. I'm coming. And will hiss unto them from the ends of the earth. What did the Messiah say in Matthew 15:24? I am not come but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, not the house of Judah. Isaiah 48, chapter 20. Let's go real quick. It says here, go ye forth of Babylon, feed ye from the Chaldeans with a voice singing to declare ye. Tell this, utter it even to the end of the earth. Say ye, the Lord hath redeemed his servant Jacob. Free from Babylon, from the Chaldeans, which the voice singing declare to ye. Utter it even to the ends of the earth, where will be Jacob. So now, check this out. We talked about OPHIR. We talked about Joktan. We talked about, Diodorus Siculus, that after, or at least we talked about Solomon sending ships to OPHIR. Later on, Diodorus Siculus wasn't in the time of Solomon. Diodorus Siculus talks about these particular Phoenicians, Huram, the lineage of Ham, because that's what they are, Carthaginians. Trust and believe. If you look it up, I don't want to waste my time on it. If you follow my class, you know that I've been showing this stuff before. Those guys are the same people, okay? So that's literally saying that these guys here had been to a land with Solomon's servants. They were experts in the sea when Solomon was around to get gold and peacocks and all these things, right? Tukis, they call them, or turkeys. Now, later on, like in 300 AD, I guess, or BC, I'm sorry. Not only Diodorus Siculus, but Plato writes about these people coming, getting lost, and coming to a land, knowing about it, writing about it, and knowing that there's people there already. Well, if you follow the scriptures, you would know that the 10 tribes came to Arsareth around 500 BC, typically left Israel 730 maybe BC, were freed around 538, 540 BC. So think about that for a moment. If they were already here, and Diodorus Siculus and Plato are writing about it, the 10 tribes were already here. So if these guys had a nuance of an island somewhere over there, of course it wouldn't be so awkward to them. And how would the 10 tribes know where to go if it wasn't because they knew based on what Solomon understood, correct? Okay. So now, let's go to Isaiah 13 real quick. Let's go to Isaiah 13 real quick so I can summarize this. Isaiah 13:11 says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. I will lay low the haughtiness of thy terrible. This is a prophecy letting you know what's going to occur to those people. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of OPHIR. Now, you're like, the golden wedge of OPHIR. The golden wedge of OPHIR. I'll show you something. Now, people know, right? Let's see. It says in the Old Testament, Jachinite or South Arabian tribe in the later as part of the destination of Solomon's fleet. The earliest reference to Ophir in this connection is in Kings 1, chapter 9, verse 26. 2 Chronicles, chapter 8, verse 17, where it is said that King Solomon built a navy of ships in Isengerberg near Elab on the Hellenic Gulf of the Sea, manned them with the expert crew given by Hiram, which was a Hamitic nation, and sent him to Ophir, whence they brought him 420 talents of gold. Later reference here says that the navy of Hiram or Solomon brought back from Ophir a great plenty of almug trees and precious stones. From that time, Ophir was to the Hebrews the land of gold par excellence. Do you understand that now? Now, it says here that the land of Ophir has been assigned to the most various points of the compass, including Armenia, South Africa, Arabia, the West Indies, Peru, the coast of India, Spain, and Ceylon, because of Tarshish. But that's saying that they passed by there. Don't be dumb. Redland, Lesson, and geographer Ritter, and other places Ophir in India, and others place Ophir in India near the mounds of Indus, equating the word Sanskrit Abhira, right, and Aberia of Ptolemy. Others identify with the port mentioned in Ptolemy, although the name in Septuagint of Josephus designates a part of India proper as being as may be known to Coptic vocabularies. This merely proves that Josephus and others identified Ophir with India, basing their conclusion on the fact that at that time, India was regarded as a land of gold. See this here? So there's a lot of theories. Probably South Arabia, right? Still can't prove it. Supposed to be the real Jews, right? Those Israelis. They don't even know where it's at. Let me see something quick. Ophir. Here it goes right here. This is from Dictionary of Greek and Roman Geography. Ophir. A district, the name of which first occurred in the ethnographic tablet of Genesis 10:29. Let's read it. Genesis 10:29. It says, Ophir and Havilah and Joab, and all these were the sons of Joktan. Again, Joktan. But I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it that Ophir is in that area. And I'm going to show you how it's referring to the Gulf in that section. Okay? Like that region. It's going to consider. I'm going to show you how it's called. You'll see. Okay? Then it says, Solomon caused a fleet to be built in Edomite ports in the Red Sea, and Hiram supplied him with Phoenician. Carthaginians, by the way, mariners were well acquainted with navigation and also Tyrian vessels, ships of Tarshish. The article of merchandise which are brought back once 3 years of Ophir were gold, silver, and red sandalwood. See this? Precious stones, ivory, apes, coffin, peacock, tukium, turkeys. Kings 10:22. Tukium, 1 Chronicles 9:21. The gold of Ophir was considered to be the most precious quality. Where did they get the most best gold here? In the Americas. The gold of Euphaz, the fine gold of Euphaz. So again, if like tried in fire, as if it burned in a furnace, and the best gold is here in America, who do you think it was talking about? Let me see what I missed. Okay, so it says here, have me extremely probable, the shores with Indian Peninsula were visited by the Phoenicians. So we see here, many elaborate treatises have been written upon the details of the voyages. The researchers of Gesenius, let's see, have made it extremely probable that the west shores of Indian Peninsula were visited by the Phoenicians. West shores of the Indian Peninsula, who by their colony of Persian Gulf, who by their colonies in the Persian Gulf, and by the intercourse with the Garai were early acquainted with the periodical blowing monsoons. In favor of this Indian hypothesis, it is remarkable circumstances that the name by which the article merchandise are designed are not Hebrew, but Sanskrit. The peacock, too, was exclusive Indian bird. Although from their gradual extension to the west, they were often called by the Greeks Median and Persian birds. Really? Okay. All right, so check this out. Let's see, what else am I missing? Not pretty much it. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's skedaddle this out of here. Skedaddle. I want to bring this point to you. In Isaiah 13 and 12, it says this. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even the man with the golden wedge of OPHIR. The golden wedge of OPHIR. So now, when I was going through this, right, I was like, it's very interesting, you know. I really wonder, like what the hell that's mean? What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like how in the world? Oh, really? All right, guess what? I think I can even go live now on Meshiacha Chronicles. Hey, let me come back real quick. All right, I'll be right back. All right, fam, hold on. Don't hang up. Don't disconnect. All right, give me a second. Let me put this up. Hopefully he's still there. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me see if I can connect the other channel. All right, let's see. Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, let me go back. Okay. Let me move this here. Perfect. Okay. So, okay, family. Hey, by the way, in case you guys don't know, if you're kind of late or you're going to be late, if anybody can just kind of update the brothers here and just let y'all know. But anyhow, let's go back. So now we're live also on Meshiacha Chronicles. All praise to the Most High for that one. I think we're live. Let's see. Yeah, we are. All praises, bro. This is good, dude. This is really good. At least we're good here. You know what I mean? I think people can go back to the beginning too. It's all good. Excellent, man. All praises for the Father. Yes. I'm out of the house. Okay, so here we go. So let's stay to the point. It says here, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of OPHIR. So the golden wedge of OPHIR caught my attention, and it should catch yours too. So I looked this up. All right, so we're looking at, let's see what it means. We're talking about what? Isaiah 13? Isaiah 13, right? Isaiah 13. Okay. And it says here, we're going to look for the word. Well, it says here, then the golden wedge. Okay. So now, if you look at the word for itself, it's just talking about gold. But then it says something in
Strong's H 3800. Kethem.
So it says supposedly fine gold, right? Pure gold. But then as I'm looking through, well, I was first looking for the word wedge separately. But I first read this. So we'll look at the word itself separate, wedge. But look what it says here on the bottom. Properly something carved out. Or, what is that? Right? Rock, sediment that contains one or more valuable minerals concentrated above the background levels. Now, keep in mind, okay, that they needed concrete as well to build. So it says something carved out ore, hence gold, purely originally mint, fine gold, pure on wedge. Okay, so that just tells you, like, you know, gold, right? The gold of OPHIR. Doesn't say much. But then when you do this, it's like, okay, sounds good. Let me do a better one for you. How about we look up the word wedge? Just the word wedge itself, right? And you can see it's only a few times. So I'm like, okay, let's check this out. Joshua 7:24. Then it gets even more interesting. It says, and Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Sarah, and the silver and the garments and the wedge of gold, and his sons and his daughters and his oxen. So now I'm like, okay, well, let me look at the word wedge by itself. And this is what got my attention. Wedge. H3960.
Strong's H3956. Lashon.
Right?
Lashon.
Lashore, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so it says tongue. It's like, what? Tongue? Tongue of men, tongue organ, tongue of fire. Then it says wedge. Bay of the sea, tongue shaped. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Use literally instrument of licking, eating, speech. Figuratively, wedge. Right? But it's talking about something a little bit different here. If you read the full entry, both genders, both often, the tongue of animals, yada, yada, yada. It is a language, but not Phoenicio-Semitic. It says the original idea is that of the lapping a power which is found in the syllable, a secondary root, under the tongue or any used Hebrew, especially as a column or malignant tongue, a man of tongue, slander, come let us smite with the tongue. So it's like talking about like, it is supposedly a tongue, right? But it's, what does it say? Bay of the sea, tongue shaped. What is tongue shaped bay of the sea? So this is, again, this is what is it? H3956. Right? Okay, so tongue shape, right? So check this out. This caught my eye. Let me see if I can get it. And I thought I added it on my link. Not sure why I don't have it here. Should have had it. Okay, that's cool. Let me look at the history. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. I had the. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. I gotta go back, family. Man, I hate to do this stuff. On the stars, way on the stars. Hold on. Let me go back to class. All right, it's almost here. Hold on. Give me a second, family. Give me a second. I know I had it. I was looking for it earlier. I'm not sure why I didn't save the link. Perdóneme, güeyes. Hold on, that's not it. It's close, but no cigarros. Let's see. Let's see here. Hold on. Just bear with me, family. Because I already have something to show you, which is going to, make it clear. But I want to show you this too. Where are you? Something carved out. So I'm like looking at something carved out, right? I'm like, dude, where in the world did I see this? And then I found it finally. Give me a second. Let me see if I can just get it to the point. See, no me what the kid. Nah, I don't want to skip it, man. I need it. Damn it. See, let's just save it, bro. Give me a second, family. Close this up real quick. Come on. For real, dude. Trying to clean this up so I could find my stuff a little better. I had this page. I'll tell you what I had. I had this page, which was regarding the wedged part, which is actually, let me see if I can get it here. If not, I'll just go to the map because this is not going to be helpful at all while we're over here wasting our time. Let's see, it's 10 p.m. So I was looking at it around 7. And give me a second. So it started off with like me looking at, there it goes right here. Pinche cabrón, güey. Let's see. Forgive me, family. I know I'm making you wait, but you know what? I can't move on this because it's really going to defeat the point if I don't show you, because it's talking about a winged tongue. And I also have a map, but it's the importance of the winged tongue shaped. This is what I'm talking about here. See, the land of the winged tongue shaped, okay? See, that's what I'm talking about right here. Okay. So I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Even the man, or even a man, I'm sorry, or even a man than the golden wedge of OPHIR. So we know that OPHIR is the son of Joktan. Well, we know that this is Yucatan. And we know that this is what a tongue is shaped like. So we're talking about Joktan, Yucatan, OPHIR, the land of OPHIR, where there's a lot of gold. And what is this land shaped like? It's shaped like a tongue, the golden wedge of OPHIR, which is where they came in their ships. If you look at the actual same freaking way that Christopher Columbus came. Isaiah chapter. You think it's a coincidence? There's no coincidence in this, okay? It's literally right here, the golden wedge of OPHIR. Why would it say that? Why would it say golden wedge of OPHIR? You think it's just because? No, not just because. It's literally telling you right here. Let's go back to it real quick. Watch. Wedge. Because when you look at just this one, it picks up the golden wedge of OPHIR. So it just talks about gold. But if you look at just wedge for itself, you see the actual meaning of wedge on its own. And it says this right here. H3956. I'm not making this shit up. It's literally right here. Bay of Sea, tongue shaped. What is tongue shaped? Let me show you guys again. Bay of Sea, tongue shaped. Yucatan, OPHIR, Peru. You think that's not enough? Okay, I'll give you one more so you can see it. And this is coming from a map that I have. This is called the old antique. Again, you got to be mindful when you're reading these things. The golden wedge. Oh, man, I don't want to close it anymore. Sorry, family. Let me get the history here again. Where are you? The golden wedge of OPHIR, right? No way. This right here. The golden wedge of OPHIR. Like a tongue shaped bay at the sea. This is shaped like a tongue. If you look at the tongue in the skeleton, how does the tongue look like in the sideways? Look, sideways way, not front. Sideways, side a profile looks like profile. Perfil, way. So you see this right here? I think we just, oh, there, well, hold on, I just had one. Like that. Look, tongue shape, curvature. If you curve your tongue, you can curve your tongue, family. I mean, it's not complicated. You know what I mean? I don't have to stress my shit out here. Like either you get it or you don't get it. Okay, so now this is from the old antique double hemisphere of map of Benito Arias, 1571. What does it actually say here? Okay, so now let's get to the nitty gritty. SandersMaps.com. Let me show y'all something. Hey, by the way, family, you guys that are back, thank you. By the way, Mexica Chronicles was shut down for a whole week. We were running on the other small channel I have. That's where you're getting a lot of the class. You missed a lot of it. Okay, so you know what I mean? For y'all that don't know, you know now. In case I ever need to run on the second one, I'll run there. So you see this right here? What is this land? This is America, North America. And then we see South America. And then, oh, what do we see? We see Africa. We see Africa. You know where Africans are from. You know, the ones that are saying that they're from here. Okay. Then we see Europe over there, right? Now, what the hell is the point of the numbers? So you can see is Japheth, Gomer's seed, right? You see Shem's seed, right? You see Ham's seed, right? All up in that Africa. Okay, so now what are we doing over here? So let's prove a point. Let me prove you. Let me hold on a second. If you still believe this is the old world, you're going to have to reassess your ass. Okay? 19, right? This was in year 1574. And I'm going to also confirm it with Napoleon Hill, knowing when he was ruling the Jews, that they knew that this was OPHIR too. Okay, so here we go. 19, right? So what does it say on the bottom for OPHIR? Right here on the bottom. To the left. To the left, you see 17 is Abamel, 18 is Sabah, 19 is OPHIR. So where's 19? In North America, all of this continent, by the tongued or the golden wedge of OPHIR, the shape of a tongue, like a mouth. Hello? And then where else is 19? In Peru, cabrones. Okay? So in case you're still confused, stop the cap. Wabo, stop the cap. You don't know the Bible. You wish you did. Your Kabbalah white boys helped you understand that shit, Nate the Snake, because your dumbass don't get nothing. There's no prophecy that man has brought out. Nothing. Deuteronomy 28 is fake. Willie Lynch letter is fake. Swati Pete story is fake. What more can I tell you is fake? You didn't rule Europe. And if you did, then that means you're not part of Deuteronomy 28, because then that means you knew Christianity, dumbass. But now that we know, most of those Moors were North Africans. And yes, they did have black slaves, but a lot of y'all were more the artillery. No. You were not the rulers in that joint right there. However, I still want to make sure that you understand, no philosophy, no prophecy whatsoever has came out of these fools. Deuteronomy 18:20 and 22 said, if you prophesy something that doesn't come true, he's a liar and you should die. That's what the Bible says. What did you guys teach? Everybody in every camp, IUIC, FOPI, all of you dumbasses had taught that the world was going to end in 2000. Isaiah. Stupid. Y'all are dumb, bro. Let's continue. Let me see this right here. Where you at? Okay, here we go. So now we're gonna move on to Kindle map. Hold on a second. Let me go back, because that's clear. You know what? Let me just show this. Okay. Look, see this map once again. Okay, let's not forget, family. Let's not forget. Japheth. Where are the numbers? Right? 6, 5, 4, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? X's and all that. Where's Ham? FGHI. See all that? Check this out. But the point is this. OPHIR. 19. OPHIR in Peru. 19. OPHIR, North America, 19. And where is OPHIR located? Here's the hint. I will make a man, it is Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of OPHIR. And what does the golden wedge of OPHIR mean? The wedge stands for bay, or bay of sea, tongue-shaped bay of sea, like the mouth. Like the mouth. So now check this out. This is from The Conquest of Mexico by Thomas Hugh. Excellent book, family. I ordered it, and I have it on this because it's a hard to find book. Okay, you cannot find it right now. Apparently, it's I don't know what the hell. So now, hey, Wobbles, explain this to me. Oh, sorry, my bad. How in the world? Here, I'm gonna take a picture of it. Check this out. You know what this dude looks like? You remember that brother, Mighty Guide? Here, I'm gonna put Mighty Guide and shit. Mighty Guide picture. Wonder what's up with that brother, man. I know he took a break. It's all good, dude. It's all good, dog. We still got love for you. Look, that's him, dog. Hey, QLA. Oh, sorry, my bad. Erase it. What the hell? Erase it, Julio. Okay, you see this right here? Who is that? You know what I mean? Thank you. Look at that. Look at this. They don't look like Africans. Look. It looks like Rasa right there, bro. They don't look like no West Africans, man. Culo miados, you're a doofus. Anyways, let's look for this. Look at this. In this book, I found this. No way. Hold on, dog. Seriously? In this book, I found this so interesting. Watch this. We're going to look up Solomon. He's in here, right? So now we see Solomon. What does it say? As much as where Solomon took the gold for the temple, right? So then now we go to page 175. Hold on, let me see. The letter said, look, 217. It says the letter said that the land was as rich as that from from which Solomon took the gold with which to build his temple in Jerusalem. Okay. So now, what is it saying? The surviving letter from the municipality surmised. Hold on, let me make this smaller. Let me see. Oh, let me go back. Let me go back. 217. Okay. He's talking about, this is like, in 1500, okay? Had their own instructions, 73rd there, surviving letter from the municipality. Okay, the surviving letter from the municipality summarized the journey of Hernán de Córdoba and Grijalva in the dismissive terms. It discussed how the Council of Villarrica de la Veracruz had formed itself and how it had dominated Cortés for the commanding office, both King Charles and Queen Juana, right? So now check this out. Here's the point. We're talking about this book. It actually says this here. Okay. So now we're going to look at statements, comments. Okay. That they knew this was OPHIR. As much as where Solomon took the gold for the temple. It says, it seems to us that one should believe that in this land there is as much as where Solomon took the gold for the temple. This is Cortés of the land near Veracruz. All right? So now, they're not saying, oh yeah, we know this is it, but man, there's as much gold here and as fine gold here as the temple with the gold that Solomon had taken. Okay? So now check this out. This is from the sketches of Mexico. And in this book here, I'll show you something. We're going to go to page 67, maybe? Yeah. Start 67. Let me see something. Maybe I'll skim through it. Okay. Watch this real quick. 67. It's just from the sketch. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me show you the first page. This book is called Sketches of Mexico in the Prehistoric, Primitive, Colonial, and Modern Times. Lectures at Syracuse University on the Grave of Foundation, 1894. Which, by the way, I believe it's an Ivy League. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm not part of their course. Okay, so let's go to page 67. It says here, the Jewish theory. Probably no theory has given origin to the greater discussion than that the lost tribes of Israel were the first populators of all the Pacific states as far as Peru. Let me read that again. The Jewish theory. Probably no theory has given origin to the greater discussion than that the lost tribes of Israel were the first populators of the Pacific states as far as Peru. Peru, OPHIR. Learned men are found array on both sides of the question. Father Diego Duran, of vast erudition, in the ancient history of Mexico, is the first author of note to publish this plan. He wrote in 1585, from a study of traditions and pictures, paintings, aided by the aged Indian of Cholula, who had lived nearly 100 years, he came to the conclusion that these natives are of the 10 tribes of Israel. That Salmanassar, king of Assyria, we read that throughout today, made the prisoners to carry in Assyria in the times of Hosea, king of Israel, in the time of Hezekiah, king of Jerusalem, as it has seen in the 4th book of Kings, 17th chapter. We read that in another, book, right? And then again, they reference Ezra. So you see, this is pretty common. So this is Duran's, you could say, argument of what he stands by, right? A lot of referencing in this book. By all means, please make sure you get this book. You can't get it in archive right now. Archive is down. But they're working on it. Anyways, the character and history of Christ in Huitzilopochtli, I believe, presents certain analogies. The Mexicans apply the blood of sacrifice to the same use as the Jews, right? See the resumes, yada, yada, yada. James the Deer is mentioned, which, by the way, James the Deer always knocks and destroys the stupid doctrine of wobbles. I really don't understand it. Hey, what up, experto? Hold on a second. No, I like saying name, bro. Experto. Oh, shit. Oaxaca, OPHIR. Hey, check it. You missed it, or I don't know if you came late, but the whole point was the golden wedge of OPHIR. The golden wedge of OPHIR is the actual Gulf. It's shaped like a tongue. That's what it means. Tongue shaped by the sea. Bay of Sea, tongue shaped, right? So if you look at Yucatan, it's like this, tongue shaped. Como la lengua, way. Tongue shaped. That's like a tongue right there. The tongue shaped, right? And then not only that, check this out. I got a map here that proves it. You see this? 1574. The number 19, right? The number 19 right here. Check it out. It identified by OPHIR. OPHIR right there. OPHIR, this whole land. From here to here. The most beautiful gold and precious stones and peacocks like turkeys. This tongue right here. And you know what else so funny? That's exactly where Christopher Columbus landed. Right here.
Who are you?
In the golden wedge of OPHIR. By Joktan, because OPHIR is the son of Joktan in Yucatan. Right here. Here. Oaxaca too. You know what I mean? You're on point, brother. You on point. Anyways, James the Deer always knocks down on the wobble bullshit, so I don't know why you guys keep using them. Pretty stupid. So, here we go. In my library, I have an old book published in Mexico in 1807, Decree of Napoleon, Emperor of French and the Jews. Wow. That is the killer right there. He talks about elephants being around here, the migration, Aguascalientes, which is about an hour and a half or two from Guadalajara. In 1795, it says that the Jews brought them across the Straits on the raft, meaning Straits of Anian. You know what I mean? My bad. DJ Easy P, Anahuac. I don't have a cat, bro. I study on my own. I wish I did. Indians Hawaii. In the Ux Hawaii, I think. Well, we found that the name is Yahwa, like Nahu, like Nahuat, Yahwa. Nahuat, Yahwa. Or you can put the TL. It's very similar. Nahua, Yahwa. Very beautiful, dude. Very beautiful. That's our language here, by the way. And I'm sure you know that. It said, I care not for mankind's inherent bigotry. Okay. Yeah. Le Petit Golf. Le Petit Golf. Is that a different language? AG. Salvador Zarco. Yeah, I know. Salvador Zarco. El pinche Colón. So here we go. And Mr. George and Jones in his work colonies this continent. Oh, sorry. Mr. George Jones in his work colonizes this continent with a remnant of the inhabitants of Tyre who escaped from their island city when it was besieged by Alexander the Great in 32 BD. No, it's wrong. Because remember, when King of Assyria let the Israelites go, the 10 tribes, right? The majority of them left. By the time Alexander came, it was already past 538 BC. Way past that. An assumption, good attempt, but not good enough. Let me get to the point. Page, here it goes right here. We read on the other account regarding Solomon, right? Where it says here, it seems to us that one should believe that in this land there is as much as where Solomon took the gold for the temple, as much as where Solomon took the gold for the temple, right? Okay, so here in the Sketches of Mexico, it says here, check this out. Same concept. Locates it in Peru. Here, I'll go back here. Let me go back. I'll start here. Here, some 20 years after beginning of their pleasant relation, the two kings built a navy. In Hiram sent in a navy his servants, shipmen, and had knowledge of the sea with the servants of Solomon. Kings 9:27. 1 Kings 9:27. We are told that they went to Ophir for gold, that their ships were built large and strong, and after the pattern of the ships of Tarshish, and that once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes, and peacocks. You see that? That once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish. That didn't mean they went to Tarshish and are located, they were getting shit. No. When you have a ship and you're traveling, you got different locations to stop. So check this out. Bringing gold and silver, ivory, apes, by the way, because there are apes here too, and peacocks, which if you do really understand the translation is Tuki, meaning Turkey. Now here goes. Where was this distant Ophir, this fruitful region? Ooh, this is why I call the class this right there. Watch this, okay. Ophir, the fruitful soil. Right? Our commentators and encyclopedias agree that it is difficult to ascertain its situation. The majority say that it was either in Arabia, India, or Africa. But an old Spanish author, Arias Montanus, locates it in Peru. And his view doubtless accounts for the following passage of Ben Jonson, alchemist, which we know studies the Kabbalah. Freemasonry, okay? Come on, sir, now set your foot ashore in Novo Orbi. Here is the rich Peru. And there within, sir, are the golden mines. Great Solomon's Ophir. That's just, you know what I mean? Like a pretty good example. But like, dude, it's very obvious here. They're consistently telling us, right? Let me see if I can see something real quick. Look, I'm going to show you this picture. Watch what it says. This is from, I believe, Los Indios Somos Israelitas, or I don't even know if it's mine, to be honest. I don't remember where I got this book from. So it says here, de Sem, hijo de Noé, su descendencia tuvieron principales los indios. Reconocieron dos por sus padres los hebreos del linaje de Pheleg y los gentiles de Jactán y su undísimo hijo OPHIR, por quien las Américas septentrional goza el nombre de OPHIR. ¿Ya vieron? O menor Perú. Y una vez de sus provincias, Yucatán tiene el nombre de Joctán, su padre.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Los mexicanos son originarios de las 10 tribus captivas por Salamán, rey de los asirios, en tiempo de Osea, rey de Israel, por los años del 3036 y 10 y 6 de la creación. Esdras 4:13, that's what it's talking about right there. Capítulo de Esdras 13, versículo, well, second Esdras chapter 13, right? Que no era canónico, but we know that they use it quite often, right? We know that they use it quite often. So then let's get to this point here. Let me see that. Let me get it real quick. Tratan, hold on. ¿Dónde estás, güey? Tratan. I think I wrote it down. No manches. Okay, let's see. If I can get it. Let's just get to the point. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Oh, that's what it was? Oh, that's right. Let me not move it. Hold on. No. That's right. Let me see if I can get something here. Yeah, I'll read it. I'm going to read it after. What the hell? Okay, here it goes right there. That's what. I think this is it. No? Is it now? Yeah, I think this is it for that part. Tratan de here, let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on. Which page is it? Un momentito, no se agüiten. A ver. Which page are we talking about? Page 66. Page 23. Page. This is the tratan, güey? 66. Are you sure? Give me a second. This is weird. I don't remember marking this. Espérate, güey. A ver. 66? 67? I don't know what that's about. It's okay. I'll come back to it. Let's check this out real quick. Proof of the mystical gold of Ophir discovered. It's just kind of most of, check this out. This is from Armstrong's Institute of Biblical Archaeology. The ancient region of Ophir, a place of wealth and gold, has captivated the imagination of men for centuries. You might recall the book of Henry Rider Haggard, the title King Solomon's Mine, or maybe the 1950 movie of a similar name, or perhaps the TV miniseries. The location has been a common quest for ancient explorers. A Portuguese explorer of the 15th century claimed that it was the Shona Lands of Zimbabwe. Christopher Columbus thought that he found Ophir in Haiti. Sir Walter Raleigh thought that it was the jungles of Suriname. A Spanish captain in 1668 discovered an archipelago and believing it to be Ophir, named them the Solomon's Island. So a lot of people think the same thing. Assumptions, right? Now, am I saying that I'm 100% correct? I don't know. But, that's an understanding that I never heard anybody bring out, which to me, it kind of seems awkward that Ophir, Yucatan, the son of Ophir, and then it's the golden wedge of Ophir, the golden wedge, and the wedge itself is a tongue by the sea, a bay by the sea, tongue shaped. Well, that's the Gulf of Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't speak your language, dude. I wish I knew what you were saying. So it says here that either way, the Ostracon confirms the veracity of the Bible in the reference to the Ophir in the ancient world. Professor Woltz, the Ophir gold, so-called after the country of its origin, is apparently as a special fine quality. The Bible repeatedly describes the gold of Ophir as precious, Job 20:16, that wisdom does not have a price. Yes, true. It cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, with the precious onyx or the sapphire. Isaiah 13:12 says that in the day of the Lord, a man will be more rare than the fine gold, even a man than the pure gold of Ophir. So it's like the golden wedge of OPHIR, meaning the Bay Sea of a tongue-shaped land. So, these people are scholars, people that have studied for hundreds of years, background, support, money. It didn't take me that long, family. It just took me patience, self-examination, and repentance. And that's how I gain wisdom. Come on, sir. Now set your foot on the shore. Right? Set your foot on the shore, it says. In Nova Orbit, here's the rich Peru. And there within, sir, are the golden mines, great Solomon's OPHIR. Why do you think these idiots want to make this place into, what do you call it? They want to make it into Egypt again. That's what they want to do. They want to make it into Egypt once more. This is a book from, where is it at? Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Give me a second. Let's see if it's on. Okay, here we go. Actually, you know what? I may just kind of get off topic on this. And trust me, I'm going to do another class on it. Let me not get off topic because it may take you off. So let's get to the point of the Decreto de Napoleon. Okay? So I have this book, and I wish I would have, how can I say it? I wish Archives wasn't down, or else I would have, uploaded it and just, what I mean, gone through it with y'all. But we're going to have to do it this way. Okay? So this is from a book called, it's in Spanish, so bear with me. It says, hold on, let me see real quick, bro. Great. That's the only thing I understood, bro. Not because you said that. Great channel, refreshing line to be great. Yeah, thank you, bro. The Cube a Metatron. Ah, that's all right. I've been on my author and coach's adiodiatic studies for 20. It's good. Check it. All right. So, Decreto de Napoleon. Remember, Napoleon, the Emperor of France. This is a very significant thing here because we just showed you maps that show where OPHIR is. I just identified OPHIR based on the way that it's used. Golden wedge of OPHIR, meaning a tongue-shaped seashore, which is by Yucatan, who is the father of OPHIR. You get what I'm saying? And we see now that that the map, the North and South America is considered OPHIR. We know that now. So now, let's get it from somebody well-known. Decreto de Napoleón, emperador de los franceses sobre los judíos. Residente en Francia. Okay? 1807. Let's begin. Page 94. Stay with me. And I think we're done after that. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a little bit more. I don't know. I do kind of want to show you the video I have because I find it very interesting, but I don't know. It'll depend. I'll see how it goes. It says here, opiniones sobre la transmigración de los judíos después de la captividad. Okay? Dice, todos los autores antiguos pulsan muchas dificultades para resolverse a determinar el país donde fueron transportadas las 10 tribus de Israel. Again, remember, this is Napoleon Bonaparte, okay? It says here, la escritura, dicen algunos, nos enseña que Tiglat-Pileser llevó las tribus de Naphtali, de Rubén, de Gad, la media tribu de Manasa, que se llevaban a otro lado de Jordán, a Label, Jabar, hasta Ará, por los años 32-64. Dice que 20 años después, habiéndose apoderado Salmaneser de Samaria, llevó consigo el resto de Israel a Siria. How? Now, we read this before in English, but let's continue. Let's just go through it. Sobre el río de Gozán, conocido este país por medos. De Gozán a Gausán es el nombre de la provincia por el cual corre el río chavaros o chaboras, disculpen, y que también hay un cantón nombrado Gausán situado al mediodía entre los ríos Ceros y Cambises, el cual coloca Baximán, el Tudela, la mediodía y 4 días de Emdan, ¿ok? Luego dice, los judíos entienden bajo el nombre de Gozán o Gausán ser el río sabático, que dicen que no corre en el día sábado y que en ese día se haya rodeado en un volcán de fuego, de modo que nada se atreve a pasarlo ni aún a arruinarse, supposedly. Hablan también de Ará, de que está en el mediodía y que pertenece a los arsenos, conocida por los antiguos geógrafos, de cuyo país trata también Benjamín de Tudela, asegurando que había más de 50 ciudades pobladas por los israelitas. Okay? So now let's continue. This is the Sanhedrins, the little category, them Kabbalist worshippers. As a matter of fact, I probably will show it because it kind of goes with the class. Because, well, not really, but, you know, I find it interesting. Then it says here, que el libro de Tobías trae varios pasajes donde residían judíos como Neneví, Rajes, Huisén, etc. Y en tiempo de nuestro Redentor, Jesucristo, Meshiacha, se hallaban esparcidos los israelitas en todas las provincias del oriente, como en Persia, la Mesopotamia, la Capadocia, el Egipto, la Libia, Media, Acts 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Que Santiago escribió a las 2 tribus que Santiago escribió a las 12 tribus dispersadas. That's James 1 and 1. To the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad. All right? Okay, what is it? Those writings are names of the tribes of Israel whose ox knows nor the tribe of Reuben, which canting helps me say, your house is ass, knows his master crib, and similar donkey. I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, he's naming the tribes, basically. Okay, then it says here, que Fiblón habla de un gran número de judíos que habitaban en el oriente, que Josefo, cuando trata de las 10 tribus, dice que en su tiempo pasaron muy pocos a la otra banda de Eufrates. You guys know the whole story about this, okay? So let me get to the point. Page 96, let's get to it. Okay, so we know that Manesa ben Israel pretende que los israelitas de las 10 tribus fueron transportadas a la Tartaria y que de allí se extendieron hasta la América. Este modo de pensar no es solamente de Manesa, sino de otros muchos sabios que han creído que las 10 tribus aún se mantienen en la Tartaria y que por eso le hayan judíos en aquellos países en mayor número que en otras partes de Europa. That's talking about Khazars. And we know that those are converts. So no, doesn't apply. Okay? So now, let's continue. I'm going to skip it here. Actually, I'll read it here. Prueba su aserción Manesa con citar varias prácticas judíacas y que observan los tártaros. Ellos dicen que no comen carne de puerco, se hacen circuncidar a los 9 años, supposed to be 8. Observan la ley de los levitas, casándose la hermana con la viuda y su hermano, su mujer y su hijo, yada, yada, yada. Okay? Then it says, de la Tartaria los hace pasar a la China y sobre traerlos hasta esta América. Ver aquí cómo se explica Montesino en su relación dirigida a Manesa. Cuando pasa el reino de Chile, haya muchos israelitas escondidos detrás de las montañas cordilleras. Y lo menos tal lo califica al llegar a las orillas de un río, pues habiendo hecho muchas señales y hablando en varios idiomas, solo en el hebreo me entendieron. Basically saying he spoke to them in different languages and they didn't understand him other than the actual Hebrew, okay? So it says, y se acercaron unos hombres, los cuales pronunciaron esas palabras del Deuteronomio. Escucha Israel, el Señor es nuestro Dios. Él es el Señor, Él es solo el Señor. Preguntando quiénes fueron sus antiguos padres, respondieron Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, y descender de Rubén. Contaban la venida y aquel país como por medio milagroso y que el verdadero Dios vendría al fin de muchos siglos a ponerlos en posesión del universo. That's the wish. Then it says here, sobre este compuso Montesino un tratado en el que dice que en el Asia y el América habían sido un continente separado por Dios por el estrecho de Anián. We read that earlier. Let me skip that real quick. Then it says, las islas separadas en mí me aguardarán, las islas esperan mi ley, y concluye que esta es la América, designada con el nombre de isla por el profeta Isaías. Let me get to the point. Okay. So now we see here that I'll read las familias que en el año de 1729 pasaron a establecerse en la Pennsylvania. Pasaron a establecerse en la Pennsylvania. Escribieron que todos los inteligentes en el idioma y costumbres hebreas tuvieron por judíos aquellos salvajes, como se ve por los comentarios del feliz establecimiento de la Pennsylvania, cuando recogieron los papeles y bienes de Guillermo Keith, Quaker de Pennsylvania. Al ponerlo preso, se le hallaron monedas cogidas a los indios muy semejantes a las que usaba la tribu de Rubén. Interesting, right? So when they arrested this Quaker, they found coins that the natives had with the emblem similar to the tribe of Reuben. Then it says, uno de los pobladores hizo el referido año de 1729 una larga relación del encuentro con 6 indios cerca del paraje llamado Newcastle, por la que afirma que al preguntar por sus nombres le respondieron que el principal se llamaba Rubén o Rubán, el segundo Aró, el tercero Nazarat, y el cuarto David, el quinto Elú y el sexto Gad. Okay, so now check this out. This is, remember, Napoleon. So he's identifying, talking about the history. So now let's get to the OPHIR part. Que habiendo pasado a ver sus chozas, comprendido que el ajuar de ella manejó y disposición de las familias era en todo conforme con el de los tártaros que habían de asistido en el entierro de un indio de calidad. Acabo de confirmarse en su opinión, así en los extremos del llanto de sus parientes y amigos, con el modo de conducir el cadáver todo liado a la sepultura, ¿verdad? Otra relación escrita dice años después. Check this out. I'm just pointing this out so you guys can see, okay? Pennsylvania dice habiérsele en una piedra la figura de elefante que la que no era tan desconocida a los indios. Supuestos de que la invocaban como una de los dioses que acompañaban al de la guerra, y aún añadían que el cuerpo vivo de aquella figura había ayudado muchos a sus mayores en el campo de batalla, ¿verdad? So let me see what we're talking here. I don't want to lose y'all. Extremos, codillos, elefantes. Okay. Is this it? So I'm going to get to the point. Observa también el descubrimiento, borrando de sería, abundancias, Pennsylvania, Anián. It's pointing out that this is in a place of abundance, Anián. We read that before. Okay, I just want to get to the point. Miren que los habitantes de aquellas eran nuevos continentes son descendientes. Okay, so check this out. So here is what he is saying. Lo más de los autores convienen en que los habitantes que se hallaron en el nuevo continente son descendientes de judíos y quienes prueban parecerse mucho al traje, condición, costumbre y en lenguas, ceremonias y vocablos que los imitan, y que los primeros serían de aquellos 10 tribus que en tiempo de Oseas, Israel, cautivos al amasar de rey de los ajayos, y los transportó en región nueva. We read that several times. Okay, now let's go here. I believe this is this is it. So in summary, he says, el resultado de todo es que si estas regiones han sido en efecto pobladas por los israelitas, si las islas indicadas por el profeta Isaías son las comprendidas en lo conquistado, ¿verdad? Por los españoles, nuestros indios son verdaderamente no solo un pueblo escogido de Dios desde sus primitivos tiempos, sino un pueblo de los primeros que después de su remota dispersión ha abrazado la nueva ley y ha vuelto a conocer a su gran Yahuwah, right? Pronounced different. En su hijo, what does it say? Jesucristo, de Meshiacha, tomando para ellos por instrumento la divina providencia a los españoles conquistadores, así como por otros medios inescrutables, ha conducido a varios israelitas, habitantes de la Europa, en la misma verdadera creencia. Y como en nuestros días está sucediendo en varias provincias del Hindustán, pueblo que también se opina descendientes de los israelitas. Bam.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
And here's a map of here. How do I flip it? I'm gonna flip it. This was a book I was going to show you. Check this out. We're almost done. This is from the Indies, description of the Indies 1620, section 56. Besides what has been stated, there's another basis for the proof that proof of the descendants of the Indians. For OPHIR, the son of Joktan and the grandson of Eber, colonized the Oriental Ocean seaboard. Okay? And his sons and descendants went over and colonized the land of the Indies, as is told by General in Book 1 of his chronology. Arias Montana in Volume 7, Book Falcus, Chapter 9, and other important authorities, they traveled via India and China until they crossed in the channels of the Straits of Anian, where at that point one is in sight of the northern territory of New World, 50 miles away. Kind of like that, what's that Republican lady that ran for president? I can see Russia from my house. Up beyond the kingdom of Kivara. And from there, they proceeded slowly colonizing in the year 2024 after creation, 367 after the passing of the flood, 430 before the flight of the sons of Israel out of Egypt. It may be that since the year 2024 just mentioned was the date when Abraham left Haran for Canaan. Abraham left Haran for Canaan to take back his heritage. This is 2024. Just saying, at the age of 75, when he accounted the widespread death and famine which was abroad in the world, the sons of descendants of OPHIR were also may have left for that same reason, fleeing from the famine in search of new land, and by the route it's indicated that they reached the Indies and settled there, so that up to the present year, 1630, the Indies will have been initiated. The Indies will have been inhabited 3,573 years. Or else the sons and descendants of OPHIR, forced by this universal death and famine, caused the crop failures all over the world at the time. And having been brought up on the ocean coast, and thus losing fear of it, and having learned in many cases the art of navigation from Noah and his sons, who were still living and thus becoming great mariners, they went on the shipboards and sailed to the west. There they arrived in the territory of the New World. Let's see. Kept colonizing. Where am I at? Where are you at? Sailed in west, and they arrived in the territory of the New World in Brazil, Rio Plata regions, and all that stuff. I think we pretty much have hit it in a nail about, OPHIR. This book here is pretty cool, by the way, fam. It talks a lot about, and it's broken down in sections. Section 63 says the great majority of the Indians followed and observed the custom rites and ceremonies of the Hebrews. According in all the provinces of those countries, they had priests and diviners consecrated to the worship of their false gods and to the service of the temples. These priests were conscious observers of their vain and false religion. So they say. It's a good book. Here we see a little bit about what Solomon was doing, sending those people to OPHIR, right? Rate C. In the strait which is formed the empty, Holy Scriptures talks about, for thus gave us a way in the sea, in the most secure path between the waves. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. This truth is confirmed in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. This is interesting because I read that earlier. Let me read it to you guys. And it is certain that Solomon, whom God enriched with the gifts of wisdom and science combined, by which he came to know the virtues and properties of all herb stones and other things, so that the virtues and properties of the lodestone could not be hidden from him, in order to send fleets for the valuables of which Holy Scriptures speak, right? Would teach those pilots and seamen the route on how they should follow it, for them to know how to make a long voyage. This truth is confirmed by the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. For thou gaveth a way in the sea and the most secure path between the waves. And in the sea there can be neither path nor road, for one sees only the sky and water there, without acquaintance with the peculiar virtue and properties possessed by loathsome store of looking to the north, meaning the compass. That's why I was telling y'all in Wisdom of Solomon 14, it's actually saying that was a compass. Told you, suckers. You guys thought I was wrong. Bodhi. It says here, Wisdom of Solomon 14:4, showing thou that thou canst save from all dangers. Yea, though a man went to the sea without art, no direction, right? No direction. Nevertheless, thou wouldst not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle, and therefore do men commit their lives in a small piece of wood, and passing through the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. See? Same concept. Same concept. Same concept. Let's see if I miss anything. 61, nor is there much weight in the argument that FRUITFUL is the same as Peru, as maintained by our most learned Spanish writers, Arias Montana, in volume 7, For although his opinion is a very great authority and should have respect due to the so important and learned scholars, the discussion doesn't matter. I guess he's a different opinion. He says, I guess, because on the bottom it says, so little weight is to be given to the explanation offered by learned Arias Montana that OPHIR is Peru, or Paruaim. Yeah, I don't think that either. This is actually from, which book is this from? Give me a second. Let me see what book it's from. Oh, the lost tribes and promised lands. Lost tribes and promised lands. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what's up, everybody. Let me catch you guys real quick. What is up, bro? Hey, shalom, bro. Shalom, bro. Yeah, I was talking about OPHIR. Yasharala. Shalom, brother. Yes, sir. Talking about OPHIR. Found OPHIR, and you can go back to the class, but it's literally, here's the identifier right there. OPHIR is right here. Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of OPHIR. So that caught my attention, the golden wedge. If you look it up, the golden wedge, the actual word H3956 means not just tongue, but you think like tongue, what the hell? No. Check it out. Wedge, bay of sea, tongue shaped, right? So then when you consider those tongue shaped, like tongue shaped things, that's why you start thinking of why is the Gulf of Mexico tongue shaped? So then when you talk about Mexico, or example, let me get a better map like this, right? Tongue shape. That's like a mouth. That's like the shape of a tongue. If you look at this profile, if you do a profile like an actual, what do you call it? X-ray. right? Your mouth is like that, and your tongue is like that. It's dipped like that, right? Look, the shape of a tongue. Look, the shape of a tongue. Tongue shape. This is Yucatan. Joktan. Joktan is the father of OPHIR. We just showed a map that shows you where the map of OPHIR is. 1574, right? 19. 19. This is Peru, right? 19. What is it? The numbers are used to identify. So what number is he pointing at? OPHIR, OPHIR, OPHIR. OPHIR, OPHIR, OPHIR. So in case you missed it, that's what we were on. Now, this is from, and we're pretty much, I think, let me see. Yeah, I think we're after this one. I could kind of decide if I want to stick around or not. Let me read this, by the way. This is for you dumbass wobbles and shit. I'm going to smack you guys real quick, bro. What the fuck am I going to do with y'all? What are you saying, dude? I don't know what you're saying, man. Check this out. The high seas was not most necessary for me, Columbus wrote in his journal on September 23rd, 1492. 17 days out on the sea after a month-long stopover in the Canaries, by now the crew were becoming restless. There was a loud grumbling among them that they would never get back to Spain. They had encountered few winds blowing back eastward. And this day the waters were so becalmed that the sailors claimed the sea simply was not high enough to bring them home again. But then the waves rose dramatically without even a wind, so that everyone was astonished and silenced for the time being. This is when Columbus made the entry quoted, adding, nothing like this had ever been said, had ever been seen, save in a time when the Jews went out of Egypt and complained against Moses, who had brought them out of captivity. It says here that we do not know much concerning Columbus' crew about the 90 men aboard his 3 ships, but at least one of them was an Israelite whose presence such as was not merely an accidental. He wasn't an Israelite. He was a convert, but he spoke so-called Hebrew. This was Luis de Torres, a convert of possibly only that year, who had once held a position. Remember, convert meaning that he was a Christian by name. So now you know why these bastards were killing us like that. Okay? Then it says here, this was Luis de Torres, el convert, possibly only that year that once he held a position with the governor of Murcia. He is said to have known Hebrew, Aramaic, and some Arabic, and have been brought along with Columbus specifically as an interpreter. By the way, this guy was the first, I believe, was the first white man on this land. I think so. One of the purposes of the voyage was, as we have seen, was to find Great Khan, and Torres was to be the mouth. Right? Peace for encounters, presumably on the basis of Hebrew. Supposedly Preston John, all that shit, right? Marco Polo had an idea of a map. Total bullshit. But anyways, here we go right here. Wobbles, West Africans. Y'all need to just shut up. Oh, it means wannabe aboriginals. That's what it means. More specifically, who? West Africans. Specifically them. I'm not talking about all Africans. All Africans do not move in the same spirit. West Africans, I believe, are actual Canaanites. And y'all act like it. Well, not you, but I don't know if you're a Canaanite, but they act like it. They act like it when they come to this channel. They act like it when they talk. They act like it when they teach the Bible. They falsify shit. Seditious nation. Usurpers of situations. That line of Ham, Cain, Canaan, Nimrod, Cush, all of that shit. Yeah. It says here, by the way, Wobbles, please pay attention. Grab a pen and paper handy, please, because you need to learn something. It says here, I'll go here. There had been rumors and indications among the people encountered of other natives in the islands who were fierce and warlike and who ate human flesh, but none of them appeared in a person on the first voyage, which was a lie. I did not find any bestial man among them as some of us had expected, but on the contrary, men of great difference and kindness. On the onset of the warlike multitude was for another day. Listen to this. Neither are they black. Neither are they black. Like the Ethiopian. Do you understand what that means? West Africans, Canaanite relatives who want to be everybody but yourselves. You see that? It says that when Columbus came, by the way, Columbus understood that that Africa belonged to Portugal. So if Columbus showed up and he saw a bunch of black people, you'd think he wouldn't be like, shit, I'm still in fucking Africa, bro. I got to get out of here. Neither are they black like Ethiopians. He goes on, their hair is smooth and straight.
That's gonna hurt.
Not woolly or nappy or curly tied or frizzy or whatever you guys like to fucking use. No, neither. Their hair is smooth and straight. And no, that doesn't mean that at that time you could buy hair from India and then put it on and say that was me. No. En contraire, mon frère. For they do not do well where the rays of the sun strike most vividly.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
That's for you, Abo, Wabo, whatever the hell y'all are. You guys are not originals from this land. I don't care what name you use. I don't care what acronym you try to push. I don't care what so-called old world you want to believe. I don't care how much you blow Colombianos as nuts. In this channel, we don't mess around like that. Oh, here we go. See, look at this family. See, I kind of knew you were. I kind of knew you were. You know what I'm saying? I was just waiting for you to come out and say it. Yeah. See your way out of here, dude. Peace. This is not Christianity. Go celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving. Go do your bullshit. Obviously, you show up one time in the most awkward channel, and then you base it off of that. I see how you are. You were posting a bunch of shit the whole time. Where's your energy at now, bruh? No, racism is not a remedy. This is racism right here. This is racism. Me telling you, people like you, because I think you claim to be a native from this land, right? That's what you think. Is that what it is you believe in? DJ Zippy Pippy? Here, matter of fact, I'll let you on board. But come on board. Come on board. Let's see. Because I find it so funny, man. People like you, because that's technically, I'm gonna generalize you. People like you show up, say shit, post shit, and then all of a sudden, and I kind of wait, and then I say stuff, and then y'all get offended. You see too much colorism in this shit. You're the racist. You are the actual racist. Because as soon as I said neither are they black like the Ethiopians, and I call black people Canaanites, now all of a sudden I'm a racist. Right? But you guys, they believe in the Bible. You call the white man Neanderthal, troglodyte, slave. What else? What do you call them? You call them like some bunch of shit. But that's not racist, though. What I'm doing is I'm teaching people that claim to be of this land that you're not from this land. If you think that's racist, then you're those people trying to push that shit. That's what it seems like to me, because all of a sudden now you're offended. I actually rather enjoy people like you, man, because you're actually making that little channel grow. Neither are they black. Here, let me read it for you. Neither are they black. Neither are they black. Neither are they black. Like the Ethiopians, like you West Africans that want to claim to be native. I have no problem with Africans in general. North Africans, East Africans, South Africans. I've dealt with African brothers and sisters. I've talked to y'all. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this particular tribe, this heathenish tribe, this Canaanitish tribe that's here in America right now. A good portion of them are right here. And he's probably one of them. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you're here defending shit. I mean, to me, it just blows my mind that if you're not these people, why do you even care? And if you feel offended or this is a racist channel, well then skedaddle. Like, you know what I mean? You said, okay, hold on. See, this is what I'm saying. I have said none of those things, sir. I'm not offended. Well, listen, you're not offended, but earlier you said, what did you say? You said, what's a wabo, right? You ask me that. And then you go, oh, I see. This is a race-based thing. I'll see my way far away. You see that? You see, if you weren't offended, you wouldn't say that. You'd be cool. You'd be sitting back. You'd be chilling. Black means pale. Oh, God. Oh, my dear Jesus. Black is the shade of my shoe. So are you a West African? Or do you claim to be a native of these lands? Is that why you're upset? Or are you one of Fopi's little slaves and shit? Let me continue. Let me remind you, because this is painful to y'all. I know you hate to be called Canaanites, but you are Canaanites. Look, my entire job was to destroy the spirit of Canaan. And I'm doing it many times. So stick around. Neither are they black like Ethiopians. Their hair is smooth and straight, for they do not dwell where the rays of the sun strike most vividly. It says clearly was meant as a assurance to anyone who felt as he did. This is what they're saying, that black men tended to be more barbarians than whites of any condition, which I don't believe that. Columbus returned home in 1493, thinking that Cuba was part of the Asian mainland. Why would he say that? Because he didn't see Africans here in America, especially Africans that are trying to be natives of this land, even though they're Africans. Even though they listen to culomeados and alter all kinds of pictures and assume, and like, for example, okay, I'll give you an example. Look, check it out, fam. Here. I have this book here, right? This book. Now, in this book, it's called The Ancient Maya. And it's literally filled with like pictures, bro, like seriously, pictures of like a bunch of people like us, them, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think about it, like it's literally, how can I say this? Debunking all their crap. I'm looking through this book. I'm like, bro. Now, again, archive.org is down, so I can't use them, or else I would have brought it out. Let me continue. Anyways, it says, but nevertheless, clearly felt himself to be closer to the region than Ali and some others had gone on, referring to the Fortunate Islands. East meets west. Then it says here, East meets west by him and by his successors between the black men of the old world and most of the tawny men of the new. Then it says here, the new world, that the inhabitants of these islands had been ever so used to live in liberty and play and pastime, that they can hardly away with the yoke of servitude, which they attempt to shake off by all means they may. This surely is an implied comparison to the people of Guinea, who did submit to the yoke of servitude from Peter's point of view, and whom he occasionally manifests a firm dislike. Guinea is West Africa. I'm not saying it. They're saying it. And I can get into this part here, but I think I've showed you guys enough. Once again, OPHIR, wedge, Napoleon speaks on it. Oh, now check this out. I want to show this to you. Remember, remember the last class I showed y'all how the Talmudic practitioners, these conquistadors that came, black and white, or Swarthy and white, whatever, when they got here, so-called Jews, and I know we already proven that they weren't, they were just converts. They came as Christians in name, but in reality, they were secret Jews who practiced Kabbalah, right? So now, you know, it's funny because, again, movies really tell you a lot. And if you pay attention, you'll start figuring it out. So remember, in the last class about the Talmud, right? I told you guys about how in the Talmud, they always refer to the Meshiacha as the one that was hung, right? Okay. So we know that the cruelties of the Spaniards, one of their cruelties was to hang 12 natives by the stick, burn them at the feet, and then one more, the 13th, as the Messiah. You guys remember that? Okay. Two things I'm going to point out here. First of all, pay attention to the color of these conquistadors. Remember how Christopher Columbus said his predecessors black of the old world and tawny of the new? Okay. So you know that Christopher Columbus was swarthy, a Sephardic Jew. Okay? Let's continue.
¿Por qué nos unís a los franciscanos y salváis sus almas? Si es que las tienen. Si se entromete, restable.
A ver, los evangelistas.
See, that right there is what I'm talking about. Look at, why is he dark? Why did they put him so dark? Now, that's one, right? This guy too. No, not this guy. I said they're red, and these guys are dark. So, family, I want to tell you something, that Spaniards did not look like this at that time, okay? Spaniards did not look like that at all. Spaniards look more like these guys, like these bastards right here. These dark, swarthy bastards right here, the ones that raped, murdered, pillaged your gente. You see, here's the funny part. When I say that shit and I say, oh, white people, blah, 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 you guys are totally fine with it. You guys are totally fine with it. But as soon as I bring this out, all of a sudden you're offended. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. See, you're still here. You're mad because you're a Canaanite. That's what you're mad about. I don't care what you say. You want to claim yourself to be an indigenous. Look, listen, at the end of the day, one of us is fucking lying. And at the end of the day, one of us is going to get destroyed. Really bad. I'm not going to be the one. Guarantee that shit. I don't go by comments. I don't go by little, oh, somebody told me my grandma's grandma had straight hair and shit. We can go in the Bible, we can go historical, we can even go DNA, and I'll show you exactly my lineage. And I speak truth when I say that the migration is real. But anyways, let's continue, family, because look, this guy's a Swarthy guy, right? Supposedly, we were told that Spaniards were blonde and shit. And why the fuck are these guys so dark? Look at this. Look at this dark dude. Look at this. Look, he's dark, right? So now check this out. Remember the point I told you about they burn our gente 12 and then 13? Okay, here we go.
Los evangelistas. Mateo. A ver.
Pay attention.
¿Por qué nos unís a los franciscanos y salváis sus almas? Si es que las tienen. Si se entromete, restable.
A ver. Los evangelistas. Mateo. Marcos.
Listen, that whole bullshit atlas, bro, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's Freemasonry. Dumb, stupid shit. Francis Bacon rewrote that Atlantis, new Atlantis story. That's what you guys are following. You're literally sucking the nutsack of the Freemasons. I don't understand why you guys don't even get that. Like, I'm totally baffled. You're a Blackamoor, you're a Hebrew, you're a Wabo, you're a West African wishing to be somebody you're not. Listen, man, the simplicity of life is just this. Accept who you are, and you might be doing better. But I tell you one thing. You guys can wish all you want. All you want. At the end of the day, you still got to come get it. You still got to come get it. So come get it. Pay attention, family, and then we're moving on.
¿Por qué nos unís a los franciscanos y salváis sus almas? Si es que las tienen. Si se entromete, restable.
A ver. Los evangelistas. Mateo. Marcos. Lucas, Juan. Padre, ¿podéis ayudarme? Creo que he olvidado los nombres.
See? Now they're naming all the apostles of the Bible, just like right here. Okay? Let me see if I can show you. Here it goes right here. Just like right here. Check this out. Just to the point, because I got the books. I'm not trying to show you all crazy. So it says here, dude, what are you doing with it? Stop. Hey. What's going on with this shit? Mac, no, stop. I don't want that, whatever that is. What are you doing? Okay, so that's not letting me see it. Piece of shit. Whatever. Let me try this one. All right, here it goes. Let me use this one. Let's see. There it goes right here. Okay, so look. This is the part where, Psalms 137, right? Dashing the children against the stones, the revenge, right? But look, check it out. There's 12. If you count them, there's 12 and then 13 right here, right? So check out what it says. In the 16th century illustration by Flemish Protestant Theodore de Bry, depicting Spanish atrocities during the conquest of Hispaniola, Las Casas wrote, they erected certain gibbets, large but low made, so that their feet almost reached the ground, every one of which was so ordered as to bear 13 persons in honor and reverence, as they say blasphemously of our Redeemer and his 12 apostles, under which they made a fire to burn them to ashes while hanging them. Once again, who are they naming? The apostles. And then you're going to see them say, who's going to be Christ? All right, check it out.
¿Por qué no os unís a los franciscanos y salváis sus almas? Si es que las tienen. Si se entromete, restable.
A ver, los evangelistas, Mateo, Marcos, Lucas, Juan. Padre, ¿podéis ayudarme? Creo que he olvidado los nombres. César, Carlos, Manolo, Paco,
Federico, Felipe. A ver, ¿quién hará de Jesucristo?
A ver, ¿quién le hará de Jesucristo? Let's see who's going to be the Christ, right?
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Let me see, Justin Kimberly. Or Kimberly Justin. The Spanish are white. What do you mean? Span has pride in its people having blonde hair, blue eyes, light skin. Yeah, that's who they're there now. But you need to do your history between 711 AD and on, or 700 AD. You'll find out who conquered who. And these people that were actually leaving Spain were these people. Jews and Moors were actually the ones that were kicked out of Spain. Kimberly, in case you don't know it. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not just saying that they don't have dark skin, but we can't take away the fact that they have pride for them come out like the false images. Or I don't know. Yahweh Shai is not even his name, by the way. But anyway, look, listen, just pay attention. Spaniards, okay, look, let's back up a little bit. In case you guys are new to this channel, listen to what I teach, okay? A lot of you guys don't know. Now, this channel that you're on, this is it initially started in the morning or earlier today with what do you call it? Political often. It's a side channel I have because I got blocked last week for a class that I was doing, and I don't take money. It's no monetized channel, but apparently they didn't like it. Okay, they didn't like it, so they blocked my channel for a week. So I've been doing side classes on the side. All right, so now this is my channel, and this is what I stand for. This is not a BHI channel. This is not a dumbass troll chart camp. This is not a Hispanic-only channel. This is not a Christmas Christian channel for sure. In this channel, we teach that Negroes and gringos together came as conquistadors. Now, that includes also Swahili people that don't necessarily act as West Africans or are. Along with Arab Moors, which I say that here. White, black Moors, because they were. Fake Jews, black and white, because that's true at that time. We had Sephardics and Khazars. And other nations all work together to destroy our indigenous heritage. That's what I do here. That's what I do here. I'm not pushing for no. Now, I prefer these colors and I prefer these names because that's what I am. It don't mean that you know what I mean? We all stand the same ground. Now, what I also like to do is debunk wobbles left and right all day, every day, especially when they're bullshitting. That's what I'm saying. You know, and this is not hate, man. All I'm saying is it wasn't just the white guys that came. Yeah, I like to show like mad hate towards the white man. Hey, I get it, dude. They did their shit, but they weren't the only ones. You guys forget that there's other people that came with them. Let me see that real quick. Isaiah 58:1. Oh, bro, that's my favorite, bro. Hold on a second. Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. See, that's real, bro. Because all I'm doing is I'm just doing level playing field, bro. Like, why are we saying, oh, it was just them? Why? Because you guys are scared to call out other nations for the shit that they did? You're so obvious in saying white folks raped us, white folks brought this, white folks did that. But then now we know, like, no, it wasn't just them. And it wasn't necessarily like your typical gringo. Because historically speaking, we know that the Jews, Sephardic Jews, were predominantly involved in the expulsion. And well, I'll give you an example. Why the hell would Europeans kick out Europeans? They never would. Europeans kicked out people that didn't belong there. And those mofos came over here, Jews and Moors. And they enslaved people here, which is why after 1865, shit started really being not good for them because they had it good before. You guys need to watch the movie Antebellum. It's giving you a hint what it used to be like prior to. Because in reality, after 1662, I think, that's when the indentured servitude was starting to trim its ways, and then they were bringing slaves over. And it wasn't just Negroes. There were white people being enslaved. There was natives for sure being enslaved. Lots of people were being enslaved. Now, but how do you determine who the Hebrews are? Because you would have to hit not just the curses, but you could see yourself in the clothing, in the food, in the folklore, in the history, even in the instruments of music. In this channel, I've done it. I've showed it. You guys can go back and check it. Everything I say, I prove. I don't just say stuff and then hopefully you guys believe me. And I don't just throw stuff in the wall and see what sticks. Not at all. Everything I bring out, I read and I show it. Once again, we just said right now, 12 natives, one Meshiach, once again, and then we move on.
¿Por qué nos unís a los franciscanos y salváis sus almas? Si es que las tienen. Si se entromete, arrestadlo.
A ver, los evangelistas, Mateo, Marcos, Lucas, Juan. Padre, ¿podéis ayudarme? Creo que he olvidado los nombres. César, Carlos, Manolo, Paco, Federico, Felipe.
A ver, ¿quién hará de Jesucristo?
A ver, ¿quién le hará de Jesucristo? Let me see what you got, bro. Remember William Walker, he went to Nicaragua and this self-righteous devil made himself president. He eventually was left behind with his allies and was killed. The movie's named Walker. Oh, really? Hey, what up, Jeremias? Buenos días. Oh, you too, my brother. Sorry, man. I don't know who you're rooting for, but I'll give you that, bro. You are a dummy and don't know history. I don't know if you're talking to me, sons of Jacob. Oh, you think you're Judah? Hit the link. I'll show you you're not. Here, if you're ballsy, if you're like here defending the DJ's shit, well, hit the link. I'll show you how you're not Judah. I'll show you. We'll stay in Deuteronomy 28. I won't even leave. We'll stay in Deuteronomy 28 the entire time. We can start at verse 20. And then I'll ask you some questions and I'll show you who we are. If you think you're Judah. Anyways, enough of that. Because I don't think he'll show up. So check this out. I got this video to show you guys real quick. A brother actually sent it to me. Which is interesting. Look, it says here. La danza de los moros y cristianos. Historia cultural. Right? Listen to this. Let's listen to this and then that's it. We'll move on. I still got some other stuff on another class, which I do want to do. And it has to do with, remember I showed you guys the class on the Talmud, Kabbalah, and how they actually use witchcraft. I have a video that's confirming that. It's 11:29, or I would have done it tonight, but it's already 3 hours and shit. So I'm just going to move on. But anyways, I'm going to show you this video. Look at the Moor and Christian practices. It's like, where did this come from, right? So we need to know exactly what kind of history is this. So help us out, maybe get us understanding. And you know what I mean? We won't be so lost. Numbers 1:18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and then declared their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers according to the number of the names from the 20-year-old and upward by their poll. Yeah, so the father seed. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Okay, so Listen to this, and then we're done.
La danza es una expresión artística tan antigua como la humanidad misma. A lo largo de la historia y dependiendo el lugar en donde se lleve a cabo, se adapta dependiendo las costumbres culturales y el objetivo que se le quiera dar. Así que en esta ocasión vamos a hablar de una de las danzas que tiene más trascendencia en nuestro país, en algunos estados de la República Mexicana. Y estamos hablando de la danza de los moros y los cristianos. Así que si alguna vez te preguntaste del origen de esta danza, pues hoy lo vamos a tratar aquí. Vamos a tratar de explicar desde dónde viene y también cuáles son algunas de las características culturales que nos ofrece esta expresión artística. Así que sin más preámbulo, vamos a comenzar con el video.
Hey, Robert. Don't even worry about him. He's just a black dude that thinks he's smart because he's using all these cantankerous lack of core. Oh my God. I'm such an intellectual with a fucking degree of bullshit. Hit the link, bro. Stop fucking around. Hit the link. Come on. I don't bite. I'm a friendly guy. Come on, bro. Hit the link. You're Billy Badass. Influence me with some of your humongously argumentative words. Come on, Mr. Brainiac. Hit the link. Mr. Smarter than, what's his name? Einstein. IQ of 3,000 points. See, there you go. That's what he is. He's a comedic fool. Ah, you cockroaches love to come out of your hole, bro. You guys all talk. I'm telling you, you guys are cowards. Cowards. BHI, Wabo, Negro Only, Fopi, whoever, Tariq Nasheed, or what's the other guy? Whoever you want, the research guy, or Top Pussy, or Culo Miados. Bring any of them. I don't care about your words. Your words mean nothing, man, unless you can prove a damn thing. If you can't prove a damn thing, then it means nothing. Words don't mean anything. They only go as far, I guess, is what you make them believe. You know? That's a sad shit nowadays, family. Anyways, listen, let me go through this. Let me just kind of get to this about 5 minutes and then I'm done, all right? Let's listen to this real quick. This is actually interesting. Let's go.
No. Más bien me refiero a que esta danza está representando un momento histórico de una guerra. ¿Sí? Vamos a remontarnos un poco a la historia de España. España estuvo controlada durante 800 años por los árabes. Entonces, en un punto de su historia, los reinos españoles...
See, this is why I don't like people like you. This is why I don't like people like you. Because here's how weak you are. Why are you looking to be offended? I'm not looking to be offended. And as a matter of fact, I don't get offended. This is the way I talk. I came to share my knowledge and I'm a roach. Whatever floats your boat. You're not listening to yourself. See, you're so wise, but you don't know how to self-examine. See, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The more I pay attention to you, the more stupider you sound. And see, the thing is this, you try to say that you're not offending people, but then you come over here and say, oh, well, there's Vacalier and Tanker Kanko shit, right? But you're not offending people. Even though you're being fucking condescending, dumbass. That's not offending people, though. I'm telling you, man, if you're going to play games with me, you better come with it. I'm not your average Joe. You want to battle mind to mind, we can. But we could talk about Bible, though, because that's what I'm about. I think you think you're a native of these lands. That's why you're not answering Yasharala. I think you're a native of these lands. You're a Culo Miados believer, and it burns your ass that I'm bringing shit out and blasting your behinds out of this continent. That's why you're upset. That's why you keep posting stuff and saying all kinds of stuff, and you laugh. And listen, matter of fact, there's a scripture that says the laughter of a man shows how effeminate he is. That's what you're doing. You're just laughing. Now you think this is giggly and funny. Like, bro, really? Dog? You think you're an intellectual? And a sincere intellectual wouldn't be wasting his time on this little 30 subscriber channel, because that's where you are right now. This class started out the 30 subscriber channel. Meshiacha Chronicles picked it up later. You know why? You know why, brother? I think it's because they're on the political often down in the Meshiacha. See what I'm saying? Oh, really? Learn some words? Like your fucking words are going to be used every day in the street. No, Kevin, OPHIR's not in Africa. OPHIR's not in Africa, dude. I know you guys want everything to be in Africa. Shit, you want Asia to be in Africa. Not Africa and Asia. Abraham's African, Asians are Africans, Europeans are Africans, natives are Africans, Samoans are Africans, Filipinos are Africans, Martians are Africans. Everybody's African to y'all. Now OPHIR's in Africa. That just because you make the statement don't make it so. Prove it. Do a class, prove it's wrong.
Los reinos católicos de España comienzan a hacer una cruzada para lograr expulsar a todos los árabes de sus tierras. Entonces, los primeros indicios que se dan de esta danza son a partir del siglo XII, aproximadamente siglo XII, en el reino de Aragón. De ahí se fue distribuyendo a toda la península ibérica y se fue convirtiendo en un símbolo muy fuerte para la cultura española, ya que esta danza evocaba el hecho de que los cristianos habían derrotado a los musulmanes en una guerra por los territorios, ya que recordemos que
Hey, you see this, fam? So he says, what are you doing? Why are you feeling offended? I'm just here to show you my knowledge. There you go. You just offended me. You see how stupid you are? That's how simple-minded you are. Bro, you can read a fucking dictionary all you want and memorize all these words and think you know what you're using, but your brain that puts them together expresses who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you, brother. Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? Simple-minded people like DJ, Mr. What do you call it? Nostradamus / Einstein and shit. Thinks he's the smartest man on the whole planet. That him himself in his brain flew to space and shit. Hey, always banging on wobbles. They don't hit the link though. They don't hit the link, D. You know what I'm saying? V, they don't hit the link, dog. I don't know. Let's continue.
En la época medieval se libraron muchísimas batallas por la cuestión religiosa, sobre todo las cruzadas entre los cristianos y los musulmanes que querían expandirse hacia Europa. Entonces, bueno, digamos que España fue como un tapón, por así decirlo, que evitó que la religión musulmana lograra penetrar más hacia el continente europeo. Entonces, los españoles se sentían como que ellos eran los que estaban librando una cruzada nueva, una cruzada más, para defender la religión católica. Cuando se da la conquista de México, los españoles reforzaron más aún en sí mismos el hecho de que ellos eran los defensores y los escogidos para expandir la religión católica. Es por esto que se empeñaron tanto en que los indígenas comprendieran todos estos conceptos cristianos, y una de las maneras en cómo lo hicieron fue por medio de las danzas y por medio de la evangelización que después trajeron los franciscanos. El primer registro que se tiene en territorio mexicano de esta danza es en 1525. Esta danza, como lo comenté antes, pues era un símbolo de unidad para los españoles. Entonces,
and by the way, I think I did a class and I have a book on this. Which one's the book? I can't remember, to be honest with you, but it's talking about how, I think it's maybe the seven myths or something like that. And he's talking about how they would role play this, like this little dance thing, right? But the majority of them were playing the role of the conquistador. And a lot of the natives painted themselves black because that's what came with them. Dark-skinned people, right? Like, for example, Garrido. That's one of many, many, many Swarthy black conquistadors, so to speak. And they replay this and celebrate this. The natives, even in the story, it's talking about how the natives must have felt like shit, for lack of better words, because they were basically role-playing their own conquering. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue.
Imaginémonos un poco cómo todos los españoles que vinieron a estas tierras, que eran grupos pequeños,
Sorry, family. I don't know if you guys heard it.
bueno, no tan pequeños, pero digamos, eran grupos que a comparación de la población.
Yeah, what I was saying, no, it's all good. What I was just simply saying, well, that we've been lied to for a long time. Everything about America is a lie. Everything from 1492 up until now. Whatever you guys thought you knew, it's a lie. 1492 wasn't a, oh my God, I didn't know. 1611, no, never happened. Not like the way they taught us. You know, all of these things, all of this great civilization and supposedly superior races and all that shit, it's total lie. They lied to us that said that we got light skin because we mixed with the white people. No, that's a lie. We've always been light skin and dark skin. But again, what are they going to do in order for you to learn your heritage, to lose your heritage? Get rid of it. Sorry, man, I can go on, but I think my brain is fried at this point. I'm tired. Can't even think right now. Let's finish it off.
Originaria, que es lo de los indígenas, pues eran una minoría. Entonces, para ellos reforzar su cultura y para mantener...
Hey, look, you see how emotional they are? See this? That's how emotional they are, dude. It's probably silent because this show is full of lies. Why are you here? Who invited you guys? Nobody forced you to be here. Bear false witness. Nobody forced you to be here. No, nothing. But you're here. If I don't know anything, why are you guys here? You know what I mean? Like, why are you here? I don't get it. Go watch another guy or gal that you prefer. If I don't know nothing, DJ, but see, by your silence of me saying you're a Wabo, an African from West Africa who is a Canaanite, that tells me that you are a Wabo claiming to be a native, which is why this is offending you. And you want to use all these so-called dictionary words that you probably don't even know what they mean, and let alone use on a daily basis. Let's go.
Tenerse unidos en un ambiente así, realizaban esta danza para recordar su misión evangelizadora y su misión protectora de la religión. Posteriormente, esta danza la van a enseñar a los pueblos indígenas para que, digamos, comprendieran un poco de la historia del pueblo español. Esta tarea la van a realizar principalmente los frailes franciscanos y tardó un poco para que los indígenas participaran. La primera fecha que se tiene, o la primera registro más o menos de que haya participación indígena en esta danza, se tiene entre 1531 y 1540. En esa época ya se habla que los primeros indígenas comenzaron a participar en esta danza de los moros y los cristianos. Pero ahora vamos a hablar un poco cómo es que se consiguió inculcar esta danza extranjera, entre comillas, porque la trajeron los españoles. Cómo es que lograron inculcarla de una manera fácil en los pueblos indígenas. Y es que, bueno, ellos utilizaron un método que era cambiar lo que ya se tenía en estos pueblos. Los pueblos indígenas tenían muchas similitudes.
So the Canaanites are Arabs, Abraham is African. You just totally flipped it. Kevin, bro. Stop listening to Nate the Snake. Why don't you ask him if his kids actually believe? Like, do they keep the commandments and all that? Ask Nate the Snake of IUIC if his kids believe. None of his kids believe. All the leaders, none of their kids believe. You are of your father, the devil.
En cuanto a sociedad, en cuanto a organización, con los pueblos europeos, ya que...
See, family, look. Drive your bigoted racist selves nuts trying to figure out what I am. I don't care what you are, bro. Nobody cares. We know what you are. You're expressing it in your simplicity.
Pues tenían un gobierno muy bien cimentado. Había clases sociales, o sea, había desde los que eran la alta jerarquía de la sociedad hasta las personas, pues, que digamos eran el pueblo en común. Y sobre todo, que es lo más importante, los pueblos indígenas tenían una religión muy organizada, ¿sí? Tenían sacerdotes especializados y también realizaban ritos. Entre ellos eran las danzas y sobre todo la representación de los combates fingidos. Aquí en este punto es donde los españoles aprovecharon para cambiar esos combates fingidos que hacían los indígenas, para cambiarles la idea que los indígenas tenían por la idea de los moros y los cristianos. Entonces, es decir que de esta manera fue como los españoles lograron hacer que de manera un poco fácil los pueblos indígenas fueran aceptando esta danza poco.
Yep. Okay, family. I'm gonna call it a night. I will. I'm gonna do a class on Khazars. They're actually admitting they're actually admitting, hold on, in using emblematic hands of mysteries. Here, I'll show you. Watch this real quick. I was blown away by it. I was like, whoa, he admitted it. Holy shit. He freaking admitted it. Yeah, he did. Check it. So this is from right here. It's called The Secret Teachings of All Ages, right? And in the video, the guy says that he's showing his hands, right? Supposedly he prayed. But this is what he shows. This is a so-called, those Khazars, right? And they're priest leaders, whatever. They're asking this so-called priest, rabbi, whatever, what does he do when I guess they asked him about a verse in the Talmud. So he's talking about that, yeah, he's got his hands and he did this prayer and blah, 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 blah. And in the video, they show like that he actually does that. It's like, what the hell? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that on the other channel. You guys can see it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. Depends. I do got to work. So anyways, other than that, man, you guys have a good night. And by the way, you guys can tell I'm not doing the música in the beginning. I'm going to do it at the end just to make sure, save some time to get started going with the class. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, that's pretty much it. My enemies, hello, my friends and my enemies. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for visiting this wonderful small ass little channel of ours. Thank you for your support. Keep typing away. It helps the algorithm. And other than that, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have a good night. Here's the music. Let's go. Have a good night, fam.
Los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos lo voy palpando. Cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver agua, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mí la tengo solta fumando de su palulú. Ni un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Va a tener pila valorio, se matan vestidos de emporio. Y yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto.
vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad, solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición como no voy a aprovechar, los códigos que llegan los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar.
Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.
Hay tiempo para pensar si hoy no queda más que reír por lo que nos hizo sentir. Si la intuición no te deja seguir, no te vayas a rendir. No te quiero ver sufrir. Te escucho, te lucho, que mucha de tu fuerza nace de ti. Vas a ver que alimañas muerden tus entrañas, con sus artimañas extrañan tu fin. Sigue pues si tus pies tocan el suelo, el anzuelo no tira de ti. Grita fuerte si la vida te duele, que vuele el dolor, lo expulsamos de aquí. Dame ya nago. Mi lloran frío. Antes de perder las formas, sé la luz del sol cuando no lo puedas ver. Cierra su boca cuando te hablen de más normas. Todo lo mal montado se ha de romper. Aunque que tú te rompas no hará más que estorbar. Si es bajo el castigo y mando de Lucifer, en verdad tú sabrás con lo que te conformas. Y yo con el super amor traer.
Hablan sin sentido y se enamoran, pero todo llega y solo te queda esperar. Pasan los segundos y las horas y sin darte cuenta todo vuelve a comenzar. Todo parece lógico en este mundo de plástico, hay que ver la fe cómo se va perdiendo. Quizás me quede afónico de ser mi propio médico y crecer sin ser un hombre que va muriendo. Tal vez me esté volviendo loco. Tal vez viviendo poco a poco.
Took me so high, there's nobody low. You take me too high, there's no way to go. I pierdas o te perderás. Abre la puerta de tu portal que te arrastrarán a la profundidad del mar. Mal me dejaste arrastrar, ya ni siquiera ve la luz refleja, solo un pelín linterna en la oscuridad.
En la Plaza de Reyes, la 50, soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber?
¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltome. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por Pico Sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi pro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, so bloom.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeño en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Y soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la tenía, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le doy, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco Mob, negro. Yeah, Cinco Mob, nigga. Yeah, Nero Luigi, man. Incas Mob, yeah. It's Money Gang, 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 yeah. Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3.
Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor intérprete que ha parido esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento cuando yo me concentro. Mis disparos son temas, la calle un poema se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean los regreso al centro de mi balcón.
Yo he visto el clon de clon en la misma gestión, pero la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no sé qué patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Young en la maldita casa, plaza de rey y papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Cemental, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.